uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Big salute to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side official. No negotiation needed. Period. You already know the first in the building. Arnold Brown on deck. WCS salute. Salute to you, man. I see you on deck. Salute to everybody else. Hit the like button on your way in. Let's get the likes up, because even though I just feel like I shouldn't have to tell you that, if you supporting whatever content you listening to and you in the building and you listening, then you only have you have a shorter distance to go. You know what I'm saying? With just hitting that like button, you don't have that far to go. You know what I'm saying? You already in the building listening. All you gotta do is hit the like button, man. That's it. That's all you got to do. We got 2 likes, man. We ain't doing nothing till I get about 10 likes up in this camp. I'm just being honest. Man. The disrespect for what? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everyone that's enjoyed their Christmas. You know what I'm saying? That's heading to the New Year's. It's not as easy as you think. Like, certain things happen between now and New Year's. Yes, we live in a simulated time capsule based off numeric management. Everything is month to month, time to time. So we're about to close out this year, which only says we're just going into another, calendar slate, another semester of months. But what we're really looking for as boxing fans is what the schedule's looking like. You know what I'm saying? What is the schedule looking like for 2024? What names should we be paying attention to? And all that. But let me give a big shout out to Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue remains undefeated, winning there and stopped Apollos in the 10th round, just as I mentioned. I did not call the 10th round, but I said he was going to stop him and become the second 2-time undisputed. Congratulations to Inoue. I mean, for making moves, basically becoming bantamweight undisputed and then going up to super bantamweight and fighting Stephen Fulton and then Marlon Tapales. And both of them he was able to get done in dominating fashion. And, he's now 2-time undisputed. Now, the question that you're probably asking yourself, what does WCS think about the change on the pound-for-pound list? Now, currently, that's the way it looks, and that's the way it should stay. I don't think Inoue should go in front of Crawford, because it's easy for conversation for people to just praise him without being analytical. I'm talking about, all these logical thinkers out here that want to break down, investigate. You know what I'm saying? They want to get to the fine details and scrutinize people's resumes. Well, you can do that with Inoue, especially the bantamweight run. We can do that. We can do that too. We can definitely go there. And also, we're talking about 2-time undisputed taking you over top. So we're going to go from how many divisions he has as a champion, or we're going to go on the last accomplishments that he's been able to achieve in comparison to the second undisputed that he was in there with Tapales that no one really knows at all versus, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., who was both on the pound-for-pound list. I mean, come on now. That's a no-brainer. But when you're talking to fight fans who seems to embrace, the foreign fighters more than they do their own, and what they criticize their own fighters for, they give an exemption to some of these foreign fighters. It's just been like that for a long time. They'll sit up here and scrub back and forth and try to find every dirty secret about somebody's resume over here in the U.S. But a foreign fighter that's not, basically, they're not familiar with, or they don't, they don't have too much information on. They'll say, I don't like the American fighter, but I'm going to sit up here and, give plaudits to the foreign fighter because, what he did, he just did the same thing Crawford did, and we don't like Crawford, so we're going to praise and push Inoue even more because we don't like Crawford, period. We just don't like him. But I like that Japanese guy. Yeah, he be over there. They call him Monster, right? Okay, he's knocking people out. What? Y'all criticize, Crawford for doing that. But anyway, salute to him. Salute to him. Salute to him. Real talk. Salute to him. I just wanted to throw that little piece out there. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I'm telling you, I'm not getting into the nitty gritty until we get 10 likes in the building, man. It's disrespectful for me to even do a live stream of this magnitude speaking about the legend himself without proper audience capacity. You know what I'm saying? We're going to continue with the Deontay Wilder status quo. You know what I'm saying? Why he is a heavyweight legend, Hall of Famer, and the best heavyweight of this era. No one has been able to disprove that. It's a lot of y'all mad, though. And I expect that. A lot of you all get mad about stuff that, you know what I'm saying, you want to get personal about, how personal. I told you, I don't care about any of that. But I challenge any one of you all that want to come up here and look what I put up here. Eddie Hearn fiercely criticized Wilder. He has never beaten an elite heavyweight. If you want to come up here and validate what Eddie Hearn said about Wilder, go right ahead. Because I'm definitely going to tell you, I'm definitely going to ask you, who is your best heavyweight? And I'm going to debunk anything you have to say about Wilder not fighting elite status competition. So I don't mind you pressing the link. I don't mind it. I'm just saying, make sure you have everything in order and don't come in here talking about the way he looked in a fight. Because I can go back now. I can go all around the world with this shit about looks. I can go all about the looks now. I can go all about the looks, please. I can give you the looks that you want if you want to talk about looks. I can give you the looks that you want if you're trying to validate a point about someone not being an elite fighter based off the way they look in a previous fight. I can do that. You know I can. You know I can. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing to go in the building. Salute to you, man. You know I can. I got nothing but holiday cheers and time. Any one of y'all out there, anyone. I don't need any notes on this shit. I've been talking about this since 2018, bro. I don't need any notes on this, man. This is easy. This is easy. Y'all remember when they put out this flyer, Wilder Joshua Undisputed Heavyweight Champion? Y'all remember when they were putting that out back in 2018? They was putting that shit out there. And we thought we was gonna get the fight, bro. This was, the fight in the heavyweight division for Undisputed. Joshua was finally gonna be tested. Nobody was talking that shit. That they thought Wilder was gonna go in there and lose to Joshua. They wasn't sure. You know why they weren't sure? Because Vladimir Klitschko, off a 2-year hiatus, was beating his ass. That's why they didn't think Deontay Wilder was gonna go in there and just lose emphatically. They didn't think that. They didn't think that. They knew Joshua had a styrofoam chin. They knew he had confetti, styrofoam, and saran wrap to try to keep it all together. They seen Vladimir Klitschko, who came off a 2+ year hiatus, coming in and get his man at work. 41 years old. 41. And this dude came back off the couch and damn near won the freaking fight. And they say, nope, we gotta close this down early. We gotta send him back because he's having flashbacks of when he was champion. And we need to send him back to retirement. You know what I'm saying? We gotta shut this down. And you know, Joshua was exposed, man. He was exposed. And believe me, how I tie this together today, once again, will prove. Let me put this up here Let me put this up here. Because I have time. I do have time. Now, you're not going to get on my panel and overtalk me. It's not going to happen. I have patience for a lot of things, and I may go back and forth. You know, man, I don't mind debating or whatever. But, see, the cats, they'll sit back in the distance, and they'll try to see what topics that you're going to talk about, what information you can put up there. They try to wait before they click the link. I get it, man. I get it. I get the whole process of what you want to do, you know, and then they want to get on here. The first thing they do is like start asking you questions. What has Deontay Wilder did in his career? Who has he fought? What fighters you consider top 10? We're not talking about no fighters we consider top 10. We're talking about resume to resume, achievement, accolades, and everything. Resumes are meant to be scrutinized, broken down, and dissected. Just like when you first went to science class and you found out, oh man, we're dissecting a frog today. I wasn't expecting this. And then you get them country boys. Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting this because goddamn the way I grew up, we eat these suckers right here. I'm telling you, we put them out there in the boiler and boil them a little bit and then throw them on the grill. We just wasting meat. So the argument moving forward thus far is once again the same argument we had February 2020. I'm not going to go too much in detail about how that knot is very, very important. Deontay Wilder, Joseph Parker, how that comparison, how that shit links up together. And it you know, you can't sit up here and be you can't be dead set on saying that Deontay Wilder haven't did this, he haven't did that, he ain't this type of fighter and that type of fighter. You're working off emotions rather than just giving evidence based off what you think he achieved and didn't achieve. And if those achievement you choose to reduce the value, okay, explain to me explain to me about the reduction plan. That's all I'm saying. Just explain to me about the reduction plan. Respectfully. That's all I want you to do. Explain to me of the reduction plan. That's all. You know what I'm saying? JD on deck, what's good? Smoke session, what's good? Salute and happy holidays, everyone. WC Blunts, what's good? What's good with the smoke session? Salute to you, man. Happy holidays to everybody that's in the building. So Eddie Hearns just came out. We got 11 likes, okay. Eddie Hearns just came out, and he's going back to the old Hearns that criticized Wilder for not being a ticket seller and he hasn't did anything in his career and all this other stuff. He said he has never beaten an elite heavyweight. And this is what Eddie Hearns was supposed to do. I like Eddie Hearns, man. I you know, back then when he was fucking with Wilder like that, I didn't like him. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't no personal shit. You know, there's a lot of people on here saying what he wasn't going to do in boxing, and he's did a hell of a lot in boxing, goddammit. He's a heavy hitter in the sport. You ain't taking that away. And one of the best mediators during the press conference, no doubt about it. One of the best mediators in the press conference. Not gonna lie. I don't know who does it better. It's some people that's over here, but Eddie's a good mediator. Anyway, he also is a good fibber. Instead of calling him a liar, he's a good fibber. Okay? He loves fibbing the people. And this right here to say that Wilder has never beaten an elite heavyweight. What's our definition of elite? You know what I'm saying? What's the definition of elite? A select group that is superior in terms of ability or qualities to the rest of the group or society. A size of leather typewriting with 12 characters to the end, whatever. Is pretty much in boxing, elite is a select group that is superior in terms of ability or qualities, comparable to the rest of the group or society. In this case, the rest of the group is what we call the higher tier compeers in the heavyweight division. That's the elite status that Hearns will be referring to. Now, several people have basically concurred with me that this particular group of heavyweights, you didn't have a large depth. You didn't have a depth of heavy hitters, top 10 ranked, from 1 through 10 names you can just consider elite heavyweights in the sport. It's just no way you can say it. It's difficult to get out the top 5. It's difficult to get out the top 5 when you say elite. You know what I'm saying? You got the Wilders, you got the Fury, you got the Joshua. Okay? We're waiting on Oleksandr Usyk, because when you say elite with Usyk, we're talking about heavyweights. Chase Witherspoon wasn't an elite. Derek Chisora, no. He isn't considered elite. He is considered respected, and I respect him as a fighter, with his tenacity and all that. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about elite. And then he fought Joshua. Oleksandr Usyk fought Joshua and beat him. He wasn't the first to beat him, and it wasn't like Joshua was on a 10 title defense streak when he fought Joshua. This is another clarification. This is another stamp of facts that when Oleksandr Usyk fought Joshua, he did what he was supposed to do, and it played out just as I thought. He beat him. So was Eddie Hearns trying to say that Deontay Wilder hasn't fought elite fighters, but when Joshua steps up to supposedly fight a fighter that's in a great position to basically build their legacy, you just want to say they're elite? Was Andy Ruiz elite all because he fought Joseph Parker and lost for a vacant WBO title? Was Andy Ruiz elite when Anthony Joshua fought him? Do y'all even know, right? When they weighed in the first fight, do you even know what the weight was? Did y'all even pay attention to what the weight was back then? Do you know Anthony Joshua weighed in 247.8 pounds in the first fight, and Andy Ruiz was 268, and that was Joshua's first fight in the U.S. And there had been always speculation about was he clean or not. And look, he weighed in at 247, and his highs had been 254, I believe, until that point. Okay, the highest, he'd been 254. Recently, when he was in Diddy James' camp, his highest weight was a little bit over 255. But Joshua weighed 247.8 and Andy Ruiz weighed 268 pounds. And Joshua was dropped 4 times in this fight, okay? Eddie Hearns want to talk about elite fighters, but your fighter cannot make any adaptations, any improvisations, and overcome adversity. In the second fight, Joshua, they had a rematch clause. Andy Ruiz came in 15 pounds heavier, from 268 to 283.7 pounds. Joshua came in at a whopping 237 pounds, 10 pounds less than what he weighed when he stepped to Madison Square Garden. You know? You know what I'm saying? And the fight was trash. I'm just going to be honest. The fight was trash. But Eddie Hearns is telling people that Deontay Wilder has never beaten an elite fighter. But when it was time for Joshua to be elite, to perform as an elite, he failed. He failed. No one's going to convince me Charles Martin was elite when Anthony Joshua beat him. No one's going to then use Vladimir Klitschko as an elite fighter when he was out on retirement, past his prime, 41 years of age. No one's going to convince me he was elite just because of the name. You can get an elite fighter back in the day. That's just like Lennox Lewis coming back in here and getting knocked out. Somebody's going to say, oh, he got Lennox Lewis on his record. Yeah, he was way past his prime, too. Way past his prime. Just like Inoue. Inoue don't really get credit for beating Nonito Donaire. How old was Donaire when he fought him a second time? Come on, he went the distance with the same fighter and then stopped him in the second fight. He get full credit like he was fighting an elite fighter? No, because Donaire went in there and lost his most recent fight. But he is a legend of the sport, no doubt about it. He is a legend of the sport. But we can't sit up here and say Joshua fought an elite fighter in Klitschko all because of a name. What about Joseph Parker? Was Joseph Parker an elite fighter? For real. Defending his titles twice and went in there and survived. Would you consider Joseph Parker an elite? Because I hear y'all talk about he fought Joseph Parker and who I consider probably one of the better names that he's fought. You know what I'm saying? In victory. You know what I'm saying? There had to be a champion in victory. It wasn't Ruiz. I would say Joseph Parker. You know what I'm saying? He at least he defended his titles twice, I think. And he went in there and he survived with Joshua. Was he an elite fighter with 2 defenses? Was he an elite fighter? Was Oleksandr Usyk considered an elite fighter when he was challenging Joshua for the titles? Was he an elite heavyweight? Was Oleksandr Usyk considered an elite heavyweight? With that many fights in the heavyweight division, names that are not elite. Derek Chisora, nope. Chase Witherspoon, nope. So when he defeated Joshua, was Joshua facing an elite heavyweight? No, he was facing a cruiserweight moving up to heavyweight. So that further further discredit all the Joshua hype off Otto Wallin. And I'm going to tie this in too. You know, I do what I do when I do. You know what I'm saying? So who on his resume that's considered elite? Like I said, Deontay Wilder has more undefeated fighters on his resume than Joshua. But people are going to look at certain names that he fought that Deontay didn't fight. But go down their resume and explain to me how they are elite just from fighting Anthony Joshua and losing. Then we should sit up here and elevate the record of Wilder for the ones who lost to him while he was defending his title on a 10-fight freaking defense, doing those 10 defenses. They should get credit, just like Joshua, who fought these non-title fights with these guys who he stopped when he was going on this knockout campaign. They weren't elite. So let me explain some shit to you. Let me go to their box rec right quick. Let me go to their box rec. Let me go to their box rec. Let me go to Joshua's box rec right quick. And I'm going to show y'all something, because a lot of y'all, you just want to stay with your hand over eye method. You know what I'm saying? You want the hand over eye method because you just want to, you don't want to see what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? You barely want to hear what I'm talking about because people up here, you know, taking shots at me, talking about I'm a Wilder fanboy and all this other shit. But these same individuals won't show their face and explain to me why they are taking shots at me and not at Wilder. And if this is supposed to be a debate about a boxer, why are you taking shots at me? Because these are the same people that would take bribes. These are the same people that would take payoffs. These are the same people who really never put in the work. You know, these are the same people that stab you in the back about the fighters you supporting, but it's okay for the fighters they support. So look at this right here. This is the one and only AJ. 27-3 and 24 knockouts. Look now. 6'6", 82-inch reach. 82-inch reach. So let's go down to the bottom of the well. Okay, his well. And I want to go deeper, but you know, when it comes down to him, you know, winning that gold medal, we all know that was a farce. They gave it to him. That was a farce. So he comes into the sport as a gold standard champion from the Olympics. Look, pro debut for 2012 Olympic super heavyweight gold medalist Joshua. They put that up there. Ooh, and they gave him an 8-0 fighter, Emmanuel Leo. You know what I'm saying? Good old UK. You know what I'm saying? He gave an undefeated fighter. You think he'll go up from there, right? Then the next fight, 14-9, 5-6, 7-2, 22-15. And this can go for Wilder. You can go to Wilder's resume too. I'm just going for Joshua because I am pretty much depleting any type of residue that he's trying to put out here and trying to say, okay, there's a different status between Wilder and Joshua. Wilder's never fought elite fighters. Let's look at all these elite names on Joshua's record. Matt Legg. You remember when I told you about Matt Legg? You remember when you had these pundits up here talking about Wilder was selling out Wembley Stadium? Do you think the first time Joshua selling out Wembley Stadium, do you think the first time he stepped in there with Matt Legg, 7-2? 7-2? Do you think Joshua and Legg sold out Wembley? Look now. Because people don't know how far I go back with this. Look at this shit. Cardiff. You know what I'm saying? There's no Wembley Stadium in there now until he gets up here. He didn't sell it out. Let's go on. 28-8, 21-9, 38-9, 42-22. Killers. 26-19. Okay? 36-10. You know these guys? Kevin Johnson, 29-6. That's just the format of boxing. It wasn't killers like that. Y'all sit up here and say Wilder ain't fought no freaking elite fighters there, Eddie. Come on, look at your own fighter, bro. The one you protected. Look at it. All in the UK. Protection. 21-0. Who knows him? For the Commonwealth Boxing Council heavyweight title, WBC International Heavy. Corners down twice initially from the right hand to the head. Okay. Y'all know good old Dillian White. Knocked out in the 7th round. Guess what? There was a non-title fight. People get it twisted. Dillian White, 16-0. Was he elite? Was he elite? Deontay Wilder would have did the same thing. Would have crushed him. White down from a right uppercut prior to the stoppage. Come on, bro. Come on. Now we get to the nitty-gritty. The grits and the butter and goddamn a shrimp according to what the budget like. Charles Martin. His budget was good for shrimp and grits. God damn it. He got that check. Martin down twice in the 2nd round and right to the head. Closed them out. Ching ching. The funds available? Yes, your funds are available. Thank you, Siri. He wins his first IBF. He's going to do bigger and better things. Then he goes to fight Dominique Breazeale, 17-0. Was Dominique Breazeale an elite fighter at the time? Huh? 17-0? If you're going to say he wasn't, then don't criticize the undefeated fighters, the 10 undefeated fighters on Deontay Wilder's record, right? Boom, Dominique Breazeale. What about Eric Molina, 25-3? Just a good old title defense? Then we get to the nitty-gritty, the IBO and the WBA. You know what I'm saying? Klitschko down once in the 5th round and twice in the 11th. Joshua down once in the 6th. Klitschko. Come on, y'all. He been out the ring 2+ years. 64-4, 41 years of age, bro. Are you serious? Was Klitschko elite when Joshua faced him for these two titles? Was he considered elite? Okay, let's do this. Boom. He unifies, right? He unifies from a guy who got off the rocking chair and who was up there just looking at, the skies and the snowfall and just enjoying the outdoors, chilling in his retirement. The legend himself, Klitschko, Vladimir Klitschko. And then you go to Carlos Takam. They tried to stop this fight several times prematurely, y'all. Look at the fight. I did. Look at the fight. This is the heaviest Joshua has ever fought prior to stepping in there recently. Okay? I think Robert Helenius, he weighed 255. Okay? That's how the stable of Diddy James. In this fight, he weighed 254. You know what the scheduled weight was supposed to be? 235. They still fought, though. They came in there heavy, thinking they was going to run through Carlos Takam. Takam cut above the right eye, down in fourth round from a right hand, left hook combination. Look, he was down in the fourth round, and they stopped the fight in the 10th. They stopped the fight in the 10th, y'all. They was prematurely trying to stop this fight because they had a fight coming up with Alexander Povetkin. See, I analyzed all this shit. He had, Carlos Takam already fought Alexander Povetkin, bro. You know what I'm saying? So let me prove you what I'm talking about. So we got October 2017. Hold on for a second. I'm going to get you the info you're looking for. So October 28, 2017, right? Alexander Povetkin had fought Carlos Takam October 24th, 2014. Povetkin won via 10th round stoppage. Once again, Povetkin won via 10 round stoppage when he fought Carlos Takam. So here we go, October 2017, the Anthony Joshua fights and Carlos Takam. That's why I'm saying a lot of this shit was set up, predetermined, just to build Joshua's status up. He'd never really been good at all. He comes in there and the fight stopped prematurely in the 10th round because they was planning on facing Alexander Povetkin. You'll see where I'm at with it. Now it gets interesting after Carlos Takam because Deontay Wilder conversations start, boiling on the surface. They trying to get this fight. You know what I'm saying? And Eddie Hearns up here talking about, they want to give Deontay Wilder $12 million flat fee. They wanted to treat the man like he was a freaking labor worker, like he was a refugee. They wanted to give this man one of the biggest fights people wanted to see. He wanted to say, I'm just going to give you a flat fee, and you got people to pay, and we don't care about that, and we're going to make all the money. They felt that Joshua was definitely the A-side, and Deontay Wilder did anything special. Eddie Hearns at that point in time to me was just reflecting upon when his pops Barry Hearns was up there just reminding us the way it used to be with Dillian White, saying, I have to call him by his name. Back in the day I would have dropped the N-word or whatever the case may be. He was trying to hypothesize. But when it came down to the way Hearns was acting, it kind of seemed like it was a big prejudice and racist. Why? Because it was one point in time where somebody asked him about the contract when he came down here to New York, and he was trying to act like Anthony Joshua signed that fake ass contract to face Deontay Wilder. This is further validation that Joshua has never been that guy that you want him to be. Y'all niggas looking at his abs and his pectoralis and his trapezius, and his deltoids. Y'all niggas trying to goddamn be close to him for the wrong reasons. But he came to New York faking like he was signing a contract, and come to find out, Hearns' name was on there. And when asked by a reporter, a journalist, whatever the case, he said, I can sign my name on any document.
I own him. He said he owned Joshua. This is Hearns' own words. Facts, receipts are out there. He said he owned Joshua. He stood up here and went through that whole charade as if people in New York didn't know who Wilder was when they had no intentions of fighting Wilder. They was in New York to face Jarrell Miller, right? And Karma was a bitch. Yes, was. She was dressed in a goddamn red dress that day with black knee highs on. Real talk. But she was different. Karma, she was different. She just didn't have her hair done. She had on a shiesty mask. She was up to no good. She was on the prowl. When Jarrell Miller got them tested positive and his ass was gone, guess what? Somebody fucked around and dropped and fumbled the decision. They went and got Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz came up there and messed up everything. People up here busy talking about Joseph Parker messed up a Wilder and Joshua fight. They never wanted the mother. They never wanted it. But what happened when Andy Ruiz messed it up? Huh? What happened when Andy Ruiz, the last minute placement, came in there and beat Joshua up and made him quit? Quit. I have to spell it out because when you say it, it's a short word, right? 4 syllables, and people just, I don't want to hear that. So when I spell it out, Quit. And for Joshua, when he spells it out, the one thing that stands out most to him is the 2 vowels. Yes, I did quit. And when people say you, they're talking to you, Joshua. The two vowels stand out and quit. The you, yeah, I'm pointing at you. And then when Joshua reflected in the mirror, I quit that day. Quit. Andy Ruiz, who wasn't even an elite fighter, came in there and beat Joshua, made him quit. And then they returned, and Andy Ruiz is 15 pounds heavier. And they're fighting over in the sand, so it will be no testing. They didn't have to worry about none of that. And Ruiz came in there super heavy. Yeah, we can get on testing. Because I said this for a while, that I don't believe at all that Joshua's been clean his entire career. Nope. He's very, very timid about coming over here to the U.S. to fight. So when it comes to Deontay Wilder fighting over here to the U.S. and never popping dirty, and Joshua tiptoeing into the U.S. that one time has been absolutely frightened. He's been frightened to come back over here. Let's keep it going. Alexander Povetkin, right? He stops him in the 7th round, right? Andy Ruiz, like I said, he took that L. He took that L. He tried to come over here. Look at that. Let's highlight the US of A flag right there, Madison Square Garden, the Mecca. You know what I'm saying? Let's highlight that, because if you look through here, all you're gonna see, yeah, you know what it is. So one lone USA flag, and then all the other ones in the sand, Pool F, Wembley. You know what I'm saying? So because check this out, here we go again, Alexander Povetkin. You know what I'm saying? I forgot to explain the whole deal right here. I kind of, jumped off topic. When this around 2018 was going down, right? And Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua topics started boiling over. And then they was talking about all this flat fee and all that. And Joshua slipped around and was online without permission from his master. And he said, give me $50 million, I'll fight you tomorrow. And that was $50 million guaranteed. That's not the only amount of money he was making. He was set to make more money on top of that. But Team Wilder just wanted those belts because they knew they can go in there and knock his ass out, which they would have did, just like they did Fury. He would have got knocked out worse than Fury. It wouldn't even taken that long in the fight. So that's when this right here, this whole farce came about. Eddie Hearns had to shut it down because they said that the WBA was going to strip Joshua if he didn't face his mandatory. All of a sudden, Alexander Povetkin came up. oh, you got to fight Alexander Povetkin. And Joshua does a 2-fight Wembley deal. This was the first one. September was the first part of the Wembley deal. Who was going to sell out Wembley with Alexander Povetkin? A person that's been caught cheating, right? Okay, I got it. That's an elite fighter, right? Another fighter who got caught cheating, that's an elite, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. That's elite, right? Alexander Povetkin, just because he was, the first half of the Wembley deal that they put up there, just to stop the talks with Deontay Wilder, because they said, okay, we get you the $50 million. It comes with stipulations. And I remember Wilder talking about this. The stipulations was no rematch, and they had to fight that year. I remember him talking about, well, we supposed to give you $50 million, and then you fight where you want. You fight in the UK? No, hell no. Your ass will fall over here in the States. And when it came down to it, that wasn't going to happen, because certain individuals didn't want to go over here and possibly put themselves in a predicament of being a dirty fighter. So what they do, they ducked Wilder. He's been ducking Wilder. He ducked Wilder. He fought Alexander Povetkin. And then he went in there and he was trying to catch a slow Jarrell Miller. You know what I'm saying? Someone who I guess they got used to the BBWs. I think whoever was planning that, they said, oh, Joshua, you look good against Andy Ruiz, who was much more overweight and slow and turtle-ish. Yeah, he was turtle-ish. So let's pick Jarrell Miller, who's also up in weight, and you should be just fine with him, because he's going to give you the turtle-ish effect too. We can do that. And then guess what? The shit fell apart because he popped dirty, and they go out here and fumble and get Andy Ruiz. I find it as being karma, because the way they was treating Wilder, ducking him, trying to give him flat feet, that they never given another opponent prior to Deontay Wilder talks. They never gave him an opponent like that. But all of a sudden, if Deontay Wilder is trash, like you say, why would you switch up the rules and the payout and the format if he wasn't dangerous? He had to be dangerous. If he didn't have no freaking skills and he was trash, why is it so obvious to see that Hearns was trying to just take him through the ringer, just trying to wash him with dirty water? You know what I'm saying? Trying to put him back in the dirt. Stay out here till I tell you now. Lace them gloves up and punch that tree now. He wanted to give him 12 flat fee and then tell people we're paying him more than he ever made in his career. It wasn't you was paying him more than he ever made in his career. It was the principle of this fight being bigger, the biggest fight of both of those careers. This was the fight right here. This was for undisputed. Just like Crawford Spence, this was undisputed. So you had, in logical terms, it was best for Hearns to pay him both as much as the most they ever made in their career, and do it fairly. But Hearns didn't want to do it fairly. You know what I'm saying? He bumped it up to 15. That still was an insult, because you're talking about possibly a fight that can do over 60, 70 million, 80 million back then. You're talking about a fight that was big. Both Wilder and Joshua was undefeated, bro. This was the fight of all fights. It would have did incredible numbers, man. I'm just saying, when these people continue to try to ring that salvation bell and get your donation of criticism, you have to explain to them, right? If Wilder was trash back then with no skills, why were they going through hoops to give him terms that didn't apply to previous fighters that Joshua faced. Let's keep it moving. Alexander Povetkin, Andy Ruiz, goddamn stepped on him, and then came in there 15 pounds heavier, just gave up the titles in a 12-round UD. Was Andy Ruiz elite? Let's go to Kubrat Pulev, 2081. Was he elite? Because from what I checked, Joshua was the one that had the titles. Joshua had the title. We can go back to the last completion, right? What was the last completion? Joseph Parker. Okay? What was the first? Charles Martin. What was the one after that? Vladimir Klitschko. And then Joseph Parker. He has the titles. He's unified. Boom. Goes up here. He loses to Andy Ruiz, and then he regains them. Kubrat Pulev, was he elite? Come on, talk to me now. Is Oleksandr Usyk considered an elite heavyweight? Huh? Is he considered an elite heavyweight? Yes, he's undefeated, former undisputed. Was he elite heavyweight? Or did he expose Joshua for being subpar, mediocre heavyweight at best, who was protected and raised up, very meticulous, you know what I'm saying? Methodically. They tiptoed Joshua through the heavyweight ranks until they couldn't do it no more. He ran in Oleksandr Usyk, and the scores was 112, 117, 113, 115, and 112, 116. And all Joshua got out of this was he was able to cut Usyk on the right brow. Same thing Otto Wallin did to Tyson Fury. And then he goes up there for a rematch. Check this out. September 25th, 2021, he comes back almost a year later, August 20, 2022, and he faced him in a rematch. The scores read as follows. 115, 113 times 2. 115, 113, 116, 112, and 115, 113. So pretty much it was a split decision in favor of Oleksandr Usyk. Was Oleksandr Usyk an elite fighter when he went in there and fought for the first time as a heavyweight? There's no way you can say he was an elite heavyweight because he didn't have the titles the first time that he went in there. So if Oleksandr Usyk wasn't an elite heavyweight at the time that Joshua fought him in defense of his titles and he lost that fight, then to come back and attempt to regain those titles and he was unsuccessful, what does that say about Joshua? What does that say about Joshua again, y'all? Is he with titles now? No, he isn't. So moving on up now. Moving on up. Jermaine Franklin now. We all know his story. So salute to the brother. He went in here and had several fights, got paid, working in the warehouse, made a name for himself. Came in there and went 12. He went 12. 118, 111, 117, 111, 117, 11. Okay. Was he an elite fighter? He could box. He wasn't no punk. Was Jermaine Franklin an elite fighter? No, he wasn't. What about a common opponent of Deontay Wilder who he closed up? He closed out with 2 sneezes and a cough. That's how quick that fight lasted. Was Robert Helenius 32-4 considered an elite fighter? Was he? What about Otto Wallin, who he just fought? You think Otto Wallin, just because the matchmakers, in my opinion, did a poor job over there? You know what I'm saying? It was mentioned yesterday. I know Willie mentioned that shit, and some other people mentioned that previously. Otto Wallin went in there and did not compete the way he did in his previous 7 fights. His 7th fight back was Tyson Fury. And then after that, he had 6 straight wins after losing to Tyson Fury. 6 straight wins, y'all. Oh, you think it's just me, right? But let me show you this right here. Let me stop sharing. All right, let me get up out of there. And let me, because people think it's just WCS, he's just a fanboy. Let me take you to what a legend said, okay? Let me take you to a legend. Lennox Lewis on Joshua's TKO Wallin. This is Lennox Lewis. I couldn't really judge with this fight if he's back or not. And they just think it's goddamn WCS. They just think it's me. This is Lennox Lewis now. This is Lennox Lewis. On Joshua's TKO of Wallin, I couldn't really judge with this fight if he's back or not. Exactly. That just proves that I knew what the hell I was talking about. Shout out to Lennox Lewis, always keeping that shit sharply cut down the middle. Shout out to you for calling the way you saw it, just as I seen it. It's no way you can judge that Joshua's back. He's still scared of Wilder. Even the performance that Wilder put in against Joseph Parker. This is the most you ever heard Joshua talk about Wilder. But if you go back in time, those of you that was on the internet at that time, if you was online, if you was in the cloud now, and you was able to do your research and go back in time, there was a point where Joshua was supposedly wanting to put an RSO up there on Deontay Wilder. And Wilder was ringside when Joshua fought Klitschko. All of a sudden, this rivalry started to, pick up a little bit of steam. The heat started to get turned on. And then all of a sudden, Joshua, supposedly didn't want Wilder in the building. He didn't want him in the building, y'all. That's how much of a demise when people was talking about, we want you to face Wilder. We want you to face Wilder. He was scared, man. Joshua was frightened out of his fucking mind. He didn't want to catch that right hand. He had already been on the canvas with Vladimir Klitschko. Ruiz further put him on the canvas. When was the fight that you've seen Wilder on the canvas 4 straight times? When? Add up all the Tyson Furies. Go ahead, do your homework. It's all good. That's what the keyboard is for. That's what we have access for. That's what we have access for. I see people out here, busy talking about, Wilder look like trash and all that. I just went through Anthony Joshua's entire freaking resume all the way up to the point where he's considered to face some decent opponents. So with that said, I've proven that Hearns is once again bullshitting y'all, right? And then Lennox Lewis pretty much concurs what I said. We didn't get nothing out of this fight. He did the same shit he did in the other fight. This Lennox Lewis has proved my point. I couldn't really judge with this fight if he's back or not. Facts. Shout out to the legend himself, Lennox Lewis. Facts. Absolutely. Straight up and down like that. You couldn't judge shit off that fight. People talking about Joshua looks so good and all that. Lennox Lewis just spoke to y'all. Go look at the article. Go read the article yourself. Matter of fact, let me do you one better. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one, goddammit. Each one teach one. See, if it was WCS saying, they'd be like, you hear all that goddamn mama and all that pouting and shit, and I had to go put them on time. Go take your ass in the corner and stay on timeout. It said former 2-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua had a big 2023. And then last Saturday in Saudi Arabia, Joshua wiped out Otto Wallin in 5 rounds of action. That's hilarious. Former undisputed Lennox Lewis is not convinced. What? He didn't use the C word, did he? Former undisputed heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis is not convinced. But yet WCS said, I'm just a Wilder fanboy. I told y'all to look up wilderfanboy.com and learn something. At least when examining Joshua's most recent win, because the Hall of Famer felt Wallin, what was that? Ill prepared for the fight. Ill prepared. Okay, let me help you out once again. Okay, I need to get up out of here. I need to help and make sure that the delivery of this message gets out to where it's supposed to be the day after Christmas. So here we are once again. And if you're in the building, hit the like button. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, okay? Stop being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Got 19, man. It should be more likes than that. Come on now. So check this out. Ill prepared. I like that. I like that combination. That's exactly what I was saying. That wasn't Otto Wallin that I knew, and even Lennox Lewis is saying it. I don't have to sit up here and jump. I'm confident in what I was saying. Ill prepared for the fight, y'all. Check this out. This Lennox Lewis now, not WCS. I couldn't really judge with this fight if he's back or not. He definitely looked good. He did what he was supposed to do. Taking out a guy he's taken out before in the amateurs. Lewis. Hey, come on now. You didn't know that was history? He goes on to say, the guy didn't have any definition in his body. I don't know if he worked hard or was in training camp or whatever. And I didn't see him punching or throwing any punches that freaking connected, because AJ looked good after the fight like a movie star, like he wasn't even in the fight. You know what? I can shut down this live right now because I said this shit before I even read this article. I just felt that, hey, why not talk about today? I said this on the night. I said Otto Wallin didn't do shit. But I had people up here trying to tell me Otto Wallin looked great. I do this, man. This is what I do. I know I'm not on here competing with people, but I'm not a slouch when it comes to this ouch. Yeah, I'm not a slouch when it comes to this ouch. That hot grease, that shit burns. You know what I'm saying? That shit burns. This is Lennox Lewis talking. The guy being Otto Wallin, didn't have any definition in his body. I don't know if he worked hard or was training camp or whatever. And I didn't see him punching or throwing any punches that connected, because AJ looked good after the fight, like a movie star, like he wasn't even in the fight. Now, who don't know what about boxing now? Who don't know shit about boxing? Who's a Wilder fanboy? This is Joshua now, the one who's still maneuvering, slipping and sliding and getting through easy shit, and cats like Lennox Lewis, cats like myself, peep that shit out. No one's going to convince me. And they couldn't convince Lennox. He used the same shit. What did Lennox say in the previous one? Come on, man. He's using the C word. Former undisputed heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis is not convinced. WCS was absolutely on the same sheet of music. Now, we having Eddie Hearns talking about it's time to bash Wilder and say he didn't fight elite fighters. I just went through his resume, and he didn't fight no elite fighters. Vladimir Klitschko wasn't elite at the time he fought him, just like Otto Wallin sat up there and he had that smirk on his face when they was facing off, like, and he was being, look, he was talking with his teeth together, doing that ventriloquist. And I just want to thank you, man. Thank you for the fight. Thank you for the fight, man. Thank you for the fight. I really need this money. I really need this money. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm feeling good over here. The food's good. The food's good. The atmosphere, the air is good. I like it. I like it. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you. Thank you. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Muchas gracias. Thank you. He was thanking Joshua all to be damned. But Lennox Lewis is just concurred what the hell I was talking about. Who's gonna sit up here and dispute that what I just said previously? You gonna continue to call me a Wilder fanboy? Just because I was saying Joshua didn't look any better than what he did with freaking Jermaine Franklin, Robert Helenius, and coming here Otto Wallin, and Otto just sit up there and do nothing, barely threw a fucking punch. I still got Wilder knocking out Anthony Joshua when they fight. Still. You know what? If Eddie Hearns them gonna make this fight, they better make it quick. They better not give Wilder time to get right. They say he was in a crowd machine for a long time. I don't know the whole deal. But they better make this fight quick in a hurry, just like they did Charles Martin. Yes, sir. Charles Martin came off in January from fighting Glasscoff, and they put that man immediately 2 months and 20 days back in the motherfucking ring to fight for that IBF title. Yes, sir. They didn't give him hardly any rest time. They said, get him back in the ring, let him know, give him the orders, and we're going to cut this check. He went in there and dove in 2 rounds. Now we got Anthony Joshua going in here, fighting a guy he already familiar with. You know what I'm saying? Just not even being challenged, tested. Lennox saw the same shit I seen. Now who you gonna dispute now? Who you gonna dispute now? It goes on to say, right? So I think the fight is good for his mental state. Oh, so we're talking about patting a baby on their butt and say, it's going to be okay. You don't really know how to walk yet. So when you try to stand up and you fell over and you start crying, it's nothing bad. You don't have to cry. It's okay. You'll learn how to walk. Okay? Just keep trying. Let me say, so I think this fight is good for his mental health, mental state. And everybody is saying he's back. Drum roll. But there's still a long road ahead. He still has to go up against Fury. Zhang would be a great fight as well. See what I'm talking about? Even Lennox don't even think anything changed about Joshua. I think he goes in there as Zhang and gets knocked out. And knocked out. Now, with Fury and Joshua, this is the only thing I say about that. Politics, money, man, goddamn, that conversation is quite different. We got 2, you know what I'm saying? We got 2 fighters over there. We have them trying to have a resurgence with Joshua. I'm just wondering if boxing would show it in Rhea's ugly face again. You know what I'm saying? If we had a Fury-Joshua fight. Because I'm just thinking that Fury is close. He's been saying he's close to retirement. He want to get up out the sport. So is he at a point right now where he wants to retire undefeated? Or will he take that one loss and chalk it up with the paycheck, with them zeros he's about to get, and let Joshua pick up those belts from him? Now, of course, we have to take in consideration that Alexander Usyk is still on the other side. You know what I'm saying? He's still a primary player in this equation. But let's just say, like I said yesterday, Usyk wins. Why should he fight Joshua again? Why should he fight Joshua again? He already beat him twice, back to back. It wasn't no draw the first fight. This was 0-2. So the better thing for me is Tyson Fury. If Tyson Fury win those titles for undisputed, and we don't know if it's a rematch clause, and he want to fight Deontay Wilder again and give him an opportunity, you know what I'm saying? People still watch that fight. They'll talk shit. But the reason why they'll watch it, because Fury had already beat Wilder twice already in the second and third of their trilogy. Most of the time, people say, we don't want to see that again. Okay, I get what you're saying. We don't want to see it again. But in the state that the heavyweight division is in right now, who else is exciting? You just want for anybody to fight? Let's just say Fury wants to fight Anthony Joshua. Is people going to be hyped up like that? Is the bed nods going to come out that Anthony Joshua going to be Fury? Hell to the no. You know what the bed nods was when Andy Ruiz came in there and beat Hearns? I'm talking to you, Hearns. You know what the bed nods was when Joshua stepped in there to fight Ruiz? Do you know? Do you know that, Hearns? 25-1. 25-1. And you're saying Deontay Wilder's never fought an elite fighter. But you have Joshua out here getting destroyed, dismissed, not recognized, out the ring, quit, no English, for 25-1 odds. Who has beat Wilder who came in there a 25-1 odd? Who? Which fight on his resume you could say that was 25-1 odds to beat Wilder? Where's all these elite names on his resume? Who was elite? Y'all say, oh man, we don't have to count those undefeated fighters on Deontay Wilder. Okay, let's go to Joshua's and see if they was elite. So if we can't say both parties had elite undefeated fighters on their record or champions that they fought who was considered to be elite, then we standing in the same square. You know what I'm saying? The same square of optimism that we're going to have to figure it out, that this is just the arrow, that these fighters have to deal with, and they fight who's available. You know, due to the business structure of boxing. That's how that shit works. The boxers ain't going up here just signing papers and doing things without their management and promotion. They're not the ones setting up everything and making sure the people who got the right ring size and the lights and all that and taking care of all the damn admin logistics. The fighter's not doing all that shit. So y'all need to stop acting like AJ's the one over there making the calls. Hearns, he said he owns him. He ain't making shit. He getting paid, but y'all want to make it seem like the Hearns ain't getting a large percentage. Once again, I don't get into the money aspect, but I will get into this lying and being dishonest. You know what I'm saying? Coming up with flageless narratives and trying to push that shit over the freaking YTC and out in social media whenever you can, because truth be told, Hearns, we've never seen your fighter talk this much about trying to get a fight with Wilder. And what are you going to do when Wilder step in there based off the performance you just witnessed with Parker and he stops Joshua? Well, what's gonna be the deal then? What's gonna be the deal then? Oh, he didn't look like, we totally underestimated him. He looked quite different than he did with Parker. And then my hat's off to Wilder. He finally proved me wrong. You know what I mean? And I have absolutely nothing to say. You know, he did what he had to do. And I'm done talking rubbish. I'm absolutely done, completely done talking rubbish. But shout out to Lennox Lewis, man. Shout out to Lennox Lewis, yes. Lennox Lewis set the record ablaze. He didn't set it on fire. He set it ablaze, because this what I was saying, but yet people was trying to light little firecrackers and throw them my direction like it was going to do some, you know what I'm saying, damage. And I just looked at him and laughed. Look at that, a little snap, crackle, pop. Reminds me of Rice Krispies when we first poured the milk on them. A little pop, pop here, snap, snap there. I get it. But Lennox Lewis said, once again, about Otto Wallin, the guy didn't have any definition in his body. I don't know if he worked hard or was training camp or whatever. He's trying to act like the man didn't even have a full camp. That takes me back to Andy Ruiz in them rematch. The dude came in there, hey, Mr. Kool-Aid. He came in there looking like the old school Mr. Kool-Aid back in the day. This man was 15 pounds heavier, bro. And people want to sit up here and give him credit? Are you serious? Y'all want to give that man credit? He came in 15 pounds heavier. He was in the 280s. Otto Wallin has been exposed by a legend that said, I don't even think he had a training camp. And I didn't see him punching or throwing any punches that connected, because AJ looked good after the fight, like a movie star, yo. Like he wasn't even in a fight. And these cats out here vouching for AJ in this glorious return. Wilder knocks his ass clean the fuck out. Y'all better hope they don't have to fight. Because what I just seen with Joseph Parker hurt Joshua in they fight. But listen, what I just seen with Joseph Parker, with Wilder, and he still couldn't take him out now. He still couldn't take the man out. We talking about Wilder couldn't get his timing down, couldn't land a 1-2, kept on fighting. Joseph Parker landed how many punches on Wilder? I stopped counting. You know what I'm saying? God damn, I stopped counting. He had the opportunity to take him out. And guess what? He couldn't do it. So you think Joshua is? Joshua couldn't even knock out Joseph Parker. He couldn't even knock out Jermaine Franklin. We all know the Robert Helenius fight was set up. He couldn't even knock out Otto Wallin. And here y'all go again talking that same trash that y'all was talking back in the day when he was supposed to be a knockout artist. He did knock Joseph Parker out when they fought. He didn't knock Andy Ruiz out. When in the rematch, he didn't. Y'all better hope he don't make that fight. Let me remove myself from the sharing option, okay? And get back. I know there's been much. Looking at all these comments in there, I know there are individuals that is part of the hottest chat in the MFing game. And then there may have been some group of strays that decided to come over and once again pout. It's okay to pout. As long as you keep it in on boxing, it's okay to pout. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the legend Lennox Lewis for putting that truth out there. I love that. Putting that truth out there from what he's seen with his own eyes. And anybody who really follow close to the sport can see that Otto Wallin didn't put out any effort. He was up here trying to do dumb shit, like stand right there in the pocket, like Hector Garcia tried to do with Gervonta Davis. Just try to stay right there in the pocket and then act like he was going to counter. And then every time he got too far away, he moved and inched his way back in distance so Joshua can land a shot. Joshua still didn't drop him. Still, he didn't drop him. Marlon King Boxing, what's good, man? Man, Fury will fuck AJ up. Look, a unanimous decision is a unanimous decision. It don't matter if it was one round that Wilder lost. You know what I'm saying? 2 rounds, 3 or 12. He lost the fight, period. So I'm not gathering. Maybe some of you kids around here that really don't follow boxing. I get it. You in the holiday season. You don't have to go back to school just yet. I get it. You out to the New Year's. I get with some of the comments over here where some of y'all just found out, you know, you took your final exam and you found out you got a C in math. So now you want to say, Wilder just got whooped 12. I get it, man. You want to come over here for play. I get it. I get it. But be careful not to get burned by that grease, though. You know what I'm saying? I know your parents told you don't play next to the stove. Understand that. JD, what's good? Juice Lee on deck, what's good? Y'all worrying about the wrong thing, man. That's just like me, you know, getting on here and talk about, oh man, I finally, and I start talking about your car, your clothes, you know, the way you walk, you know what I'm saying, your hygiene. I'm worrying about the wrong thing because none of what I just mentioned deals with my day. I'm just hating on somebody else. I'm criticizing somebody else. No, that's not the energy I have right now. You know what I'm saying? Unless they're getting a headstone, you know, no, that's not my energy. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. You need to do your research. Yeah, he did. I'm not the one that sit up here and try to convince you because you weren't back there. But he said he owns it. And it's a lot of people, the other people that followed that story back then. He absolutely. Go back on YouTube from when he was being interviewed about the contract they was openly signing in New York. And come to find out, people thought AJ names was on there. But yeah, it was Hearns. And they said, why would you put your name on? He said, because I own him. Yes, he did. Do your research. AJ ain't no boss of no Hearns. Do you know how Barry Hearns ran that shit? AJ ain't a boss of nothing. You need to do your research, buddy. You need to do your research. What do you think? AJ is telling Hearns how much percentage he get? Casuals. Come on, casuals. Come on now. Stop it, man. Like I said before, y'all say what y'all want about the wrong thing. I'm not even going to read your comment because that's not even really anything to do with boxing. What I know, if you can say that he was more interested in toads, right? Well, guess what? Last time I checked, he was on his feet at the last bell. At the final bell, he was on his feet. He was on his feet. That's more than I can say for other fights that I've seen Joshua in where he's been all over the canvas. Oh, my fault. I forgot to put that back up there. Just a reminder. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like having hot grease splashing all over the place and then put some vapor rub over people's eyelids. You know what I'm saying? It gets a little bit more difficult for them to actually see, by looking up information. So I just want you to use your ears right now. And since you don't want to use your eyeballs, put that vapor rub on your eyelids and make it very difficult, because you're up here not wanting to do homework. You need to do homework. I'll put that back up there for you. Don't worry about it. AJ ain't elite. AJ ain't elite. Just because y'all want to live vicariously through him and y'all want to be his pen pal, a lot of you niggas been sending him care packages with nice little bows on it, with goddamn hearts, with all these damn crayon and goddamn marker shit that you use when you was in high school. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been working on y'all craft and artistry. AJ, we love you. No, not from here. No, not at all. But thanks for Lennox Lewis for concurring with me. Isn't he a dual citizen? Isn't Lennox Lewis a dual citizen? He's Canadian and what again? He's speaking the truth. He's did something that Joshua hasn't done. They mad, y'all. Y'all are mad, man. Oh my God. Hey, some of you on here, I know you're just tuning in to boxing this Christmas holiday, but slow down and make sure you spell your words. I'm just strolling through. I'm scrolling through the comments, and I don't have automatic spell check, man. You know what I'm saying? So some of you all are not even coming close to speaking within context. You know what I'm saying? That I can read. I'm trying to goddamn put my fingertips on the actual comment and see if I can feel some braille and see if I can goddamn read your comment in braille, because what I'm looking at, I can't decipher if it's English or Ebonics or something. Slanglish. Is it Slanglish? You know what I'm saying? Slow down. Stop being so upset. I don't talk Slanglish. You know what I'm saying? I thought we was past the Ebonic area. I'm just scrolling through the comments. I'm just looking for some substance. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because I got all the Wilder supporters on deck. I appreciate you, man. Because one thing I know about me, I have no problem walking this walk by myself, talking this talk. Because goddamn it, I posted a link up there, and all y'all that's in the chat that's feeling some type of way, I get it. That's what happens when you talk about one of the greatest fighters of this era. You know what I'm saying? A legend, a Hall of Famer. Y'all get mad. Y'all get upset. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I got my own content to remind you all of what you're going to miss when he gone.
Bomb Squad! Bomb Squad!
Y'all can't do nothing about it. You can't do nothing about Bomb Squad. You're going to be calling for Bomb Squad when he gone. I know you are. You know, some people, some people feel like it's easy to call people, names and stuff, and they invigorate, but it does nothing. What Deontay said, I'm a king. I'm a king. I don't worry about that. He speak about peace, but yet you want him to get violent. He's still violent, but he's just speaking to you in a peaceful manner so y'all can have a better connection. Because if he told you some shit that you didn't want to hear, and like he did Charlie Z, he said, you talking that shit, he show up. Then y'all be talking about, he's dangerous. He shouldn't be on the street. Somebody lock him up. Can they put a petition out? This dude is dangerous. He went out there and attacked Charlie Z, an innocent civilian. No, you cats in the chat. He's talking to you in peace and letting you know he's past that. You know what I'm saying? He's all about peace, love, and happiness, and goodwill and welfare, of the audience that's listening. He ain't trying to send you that stinging, reminder, that Molotov cocktail. He's not trying to remind you of what dynamite feels like. Y'all doing a little bit too much. This is not something you're supposed to be acting like the day after Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I like the good. Some of y'all over here just mad and talking, and y'all wonder why y'all comment not getting read. But look, I pretty much appreciate it for those who's gonna hit the replay, because they're gonna see all these little babies over here whining and crying. Man, come on, stop with that. I already debunked Hearns' criticism of Wilder. He has never beaten an elite fighter. You know what I'm saying? And he was pretty much talking about Joshua. Real talk. He's trying to savor the little couple of years left with Joshua. He's trying to savor that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Ruiz had that man all straddled out on the ground. Look at Joshua. He's sitting on his ass, man, on his back, just chilling. And they say, well, Deontay was knocked out, face first by Fury. Look, that's what a warrior wanted to do. He wanted to go out on his own shield like a warrior's supposed to do. He chose that. He chose the results. He chose how he wanted to end. His end game was that. He fought to the very end, unlike certain other people that quit. The I and you. He quit. He quit. He quit, bro. It's no denying he quit. Real talk. Now, once again, I hear you all boosting up that Joshua beat Wilder, but once again, they were saying that Wilder wasn't anything special. He took too much punishment after Fury. So how can you boost up now Joseph Parker for beating Wilder when you're trying to say Wilder wasn't anybody to begin with? He's been trash since coming up in his defenses, and then Fury beat him, exposed him for being trash, and now Parker go over there and beat him while he's still trash, but yet you're trying to make it seem like Parker did something that was extraordinary, something that was considered at the top. No one seen coming. You act like Parker shocked the world. How can he shock the world and you saying he beat a fighter that was trash, that didn't have any skills or anything? I see these thumbnails out here and everybody's trying to say, oh, the people that's trying to advocate for Wilder, you know what I'm saying? They're dissing that. Those same individuals that's calling Wilder supporters names and shit and making personal about the content creator, them the same ones that I ask them, why haven't, at your age, that you've been able to remove all of the bitch assness from you? You know what I'm saying? I'll have to ask them that. Because if you have a voice on here that's talking about the boxer, why are you talking about the creator, the content creator? You should be talking about the boxer. Y'all steadily getting mad at what WCS is saying about Wilder like this is the first time you ever heard it. I know it's a lot of brand new niggas over here that don't follow the sport unless they jumping in the chat trying to damn get along with all this negativity. But y'all too late. I've already did this before. I got shit on the hard drive y'all can't remove. Y'all can't remove it from my history.
Bomb Squad!
You know how long that'll be part of my intro? Even when he retired, I will still have that clip. I could still say I sat on the ring apron and goddamn talked to the champ. The champ said, to this day, to this day, to this day. Come on, man. You trying to say 43-3-1, 42 knockouts? That's a trash fighter? What the fuck are you talking about? Where's all the other heavyweights that has these freaking wins and has these knockout percentages like Wilder? Where are they? Really, where are they? Somebody help me understand. Where are they, man? Let me show y'all something else, too. Let me show y'all something else. Okay? Y'all ready? I told the band they can leave. I told the band they can leave, okay? Anthony Joshua's KO percentage is 88.89%. He has 24 knockouts. Do you want to know a little secret on the holiday season? Deontay Wilder's knockout percentage is a whopping 97.67%. Once again, I repeat, over. Houston, do you copy? Houston, do you copy? We're sending out transmission to the Yankee Tango Charlie. Over, do you copy? Wilder's knockout percentage is 97.67%. Over, did you get my last? Over, do you copy? Do y'all understand where I'm at? 97%. And you all over here mad at what you can't change. What is going on with y'all? Y'all mad that Wilder Joshua undisputed heavyweight champion never happened because Hearns and Joshua didn't want it to happen. Joshua had no intention of taking that $50 million. He had no intention of fighting that man. They still scared. They put Wilder. Hey, Joshua's just up here feeding y'all a goddamn sack lunch, bro. If you know what I mean. He's just feeding you a sack lunch, if you know what I mean. He ain't trying to fight Wilder. He just want to go over there and talk. You know, when I break it down, number one, Joshua and Wilder, it can still happen. I know in the previous years, I haven't really gave a damn to entertain it, but now seeing him lose the way he did and thinking he's shot, yeah, it could possibly happen, you know. And then, you know, I have to think about the IBF title. You know, I think that they asked me, what would I rather take? You know, the title or Deontay Wilder. You asked me what I'd rather. I would always go for the heavyweight strap. You know, I'll go for the heavyweight strap. Yeah, that's what I'll do. But we want to see you fight Wilder. You know, that's not on my priority list right now. That's not on my priority list. Y'all hold on for a second. What I want the haters to do this in the chat. Just give me a minute. I want you to goddamn go blow your snotty ass bubbly nose, right? You know what I'm saying? Go in the fridge and get you some nice cool milk, okay? If it's spoiled already, just goddamn shake that shit up, add a little tap water to it, shake it up, and you know what I'm saying? You'll be just fine. But calm your ass down. I'm back. I extended the time just a little bit more because I wanted some of you to locate your pacifiers and change out your little diaper, okay? Some of you can't afford Huggies. You had to get the cheaper brand. I understand. The shit leaks through. I get it. I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you grab some old dessert from yesterday, some leftovers, and you calm down because a lot of you is just in here just doing kiddies type stuff. I'm not here to babysit now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to babysit. I appreciate the ones who took over the chat, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get me to read some of this stuff. They talk about people crying and they crying. Y'all are mad, boy. Don't let me hit that bomb squad again on your ass now. You know what I'm saying? Don't let me hit that bomb squad because I know y'all don't like that bomb squad to remind y'all of the greatest heavyweight this era now. We got people so freaking angry now. Why y'all so angry? Why y'all so angry? Y'all forget that they was feeling the same way when the Joshua Wilder talks was going on back in 2018? Do you know this is the same energy? What are y'all mad about? A lot of you all just graduated high school over the last years. You still contemplating on what's going to be your first employment. I mean, being out in the element at the gas station pumping gas, that shit can get old real quick. I get it, man. But listen. The man has a 97% KO ratio. Joshua has ducked this man forever. Why don't y'all save that energy and go get in his DMs and demand that he fight Wilder next because he just took a loss to Joseph Parker? You know what I'm saying? Alexander Usyk gave him a shot. You know what I'm saying? After he took his belts, he gave him another shot. Usyk did that. Usyk gave Joshua another shot. He gave him another shot. Last time I checked, Joshua came into this fight card with 3 losses already. Deontay had 2. If we doing, pettiness, he had 2. If you're doing pettiness.
Bomb Squad!
I'll keep on acting up in the chat, and I'm going to continue to remind you to this day.
Hey, what you got to say there, champ? Yeah, man. What's up, black? Hey, Deontay, what you got to say? What you got to say? To this day! To this day!
Yeah, I asked the champ. See, they understand why I support the champ, man. He didn't have to give me to this day, and then he gave it to me in the interview. He didn't have to do that, bro. That's nuggets. That's gems that I can keep forever. When he was reigning defending, he just put to sleep Dominique Brazil. So those of y'all in the chat, you didn't have that moment. You know what I'm saying? What's the odds? And shout out to Shaw News. Shaw News was there when the epic Land of Nod, unconscious state of mind, a body was laying in the ring. He was there on the crime scene. Yes, he was. We hoped Dominique Brazil nothing but the best at that moment. But we knew why he was laying flat out on the canvas. We seen it play out in front of us. It was vicious, violent, volatile. Ugh. I still remember that day. I felt the punch myself, goddammit. I had to go up to the concession and say, yes, give me a large slushy and give me a hamburger and just goddamn take that thing of ice, just pour it over my head. The swelling, my motherfucking jaw is swelling up. All I did was stand a little bit too close to the ring. God damn, pour some ice over my head. Do y'all have a jug, a Gatorade jug with some cold water, and pour that shit on my head? God damn, my jaw is swelling up. I was too close to the ring. They big mad, dog. Hey, they big mad, man. Oh man, hey, the best heavyweight in the game, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all mad at the wrong thing. Y'all sitting up here getting very personal with yourselves. Come on, man. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Y'all can't prove me wrong. The link been in the chat forever. Y'all rather just type. Let me sit up here and drop that nugget. Let me drop that nugget down there again. Let me drop that nugget down there because a lot of them going to act like they don't see it. Let me drop that nugget down there. How can WCS have a link in the chat and all this little pouting and everything going on there, all that crying and that link is there? Just look at that link as a freaking, let's just look at it as a treat. You know what I'm saying? Just look at it as a little bit of enticer. You know what I'm saying? Just to get you to understand that the link is out there. You know what I'm saying? Treat it as if it's a little passy. You know, those of you that sucked on a pacifier to you like 12 years old. You just look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Just look at it like you don't have to consume the jar of Gerber sweet peas this today. You know, excuse me. You're going to get something just a little bit sweeter. They're not going to give you the Gerber the Gerber jar that says liver loins. Yeah, I know you don't like that taste, but you're going to get something different today. You're going to get something with a little bit more sweetness to it and not so tart. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get this hot grease. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get some fried food today. Real talk. You're going to get some fried food. You know, because you're such a baby and you're new to this. I'm going to give you some fried tadpoles first. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how you like them tadpoles and how you got them, you know, calm down and stop acting like a little baby. Then we can work our way up from the tadpoles to the minnows. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna work on some earthworms. And then we're gonna bump it up to a little bit more premium fish. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to the premium fish. For real. We might even find some microorganisms in there. Some amoebas. Some parasitic, you know what I'm saying, marine life. That's the only way to get you to shut up and talk about boxing. We need something else for you to deal with because you don't want to study. You don't want to get in there and put some searching inquiries in there and do your homework. You're busy up here, want to get, you know, get angry and negative. Hey, bro, if the link is in the chat and y'all up there talking about somebody getting cooked, that should tell you everything you need to know. Y'all over there pouting like some babies, man. Wilder is the best heavyweight this era, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just look at this right here. That's all. Wilder's looking at that record like I remember every one of those fights, and I remember every one of those 42 knockouts. That's what he's saying to you. This man is say, hey, I can't please everybody. Speak it, believe it, receive it. No more ducking, no more dodging. One face, one name. You know what I'm saying? Speak it, believe it, receive it. Y'all in the chat, you're not speaking on anything that you believe, so I can't receive it. You got to speak on some positivity, some boxing knowledge. That on the thumbnail, that's positive shit. 43, 3-1, 42 knockouts. Now you can't change that shit now. And if you saw the champ in person, you wouldn't go up there to him and say, "Oh, only thing you fight was bums." You know what I'm saying? He might have a flashback to the Charlie Z intro. He might take it back to when he pulled up on Charlie Z on your ass. And then y'all be up there trying to call the public. I'm suing. Did he touch you? No, he didn't touch me, but he said some very harmful things to me. But did he touch you though? No, but he was insulting all those obscenities and everything. Oh man, I hate him. He always being ostentatious for the wrong reason. Stop it, bro. Y'all some babies. 43, 3-1. Heavyweight legend. A Hall of Famer. Y'all need to deal with it. Deal with it. For real, deal with it. Joshua ain't did what Deontay's done. 10 straight title defenses. Crushing skulls, man. 10 straight title defenses. If you think it's easy, why don't y'all try to come over here and defend your honor and prove that you can type in the chat without using all those obscenities? You know what I'm saying? Try it for 10 straight times. Y'all can't even do that. But yet you want to go get in the ring and say, yeah, I can go up here against some of the biggest heavyweights in the game and me being one of the smaller heavyweights and go up here and separate people, remove them, check them out of the building of their consciousness. Come on now. It's not as easy as you think. Over 5+ years, reigning, defending, 43-1. You can't change it, dog. You can't change it. Wilder has done more than AJ in this era, man. Wilder's defenses is more than AJ's combined. Let that simmer in your spirit. Let that simmer in spirit. Has AJ ever defended his championship title 10 consecutive times? 1-0, has he? Y'all need to understand that. And those of you that's on the outside looking in, that's gritting your teeth, it's clenching your fist. Your blood pressure is getting up listening to my voice. You need to get help. Seek Jesus. We just left for Sunday, goddammit. Don't talk subliminally about me. I put the link in the chat. If I have all these goddamn bandits out here, you know what I'm saying, these juveniles that's running amok and mad about what I'm saying about the former WBC heavyweight king, then all you got to do is prove me wrong. But yet you so riled up, you're going to come over here and talk about, Joshua, he was a unified champion. Who did he beat? Was Charles Martin considered great? Was he equal or greater than Joshua? Do you consider him to that? When he fought Vladimir Klitschko, did you consider Vladimir Klitschko at his peak, at his prime? No, he was retired, okay? Joseph Parker. Did y'all think Joseph Parker was going to go in there and beat Joshua at the time? Did he? He didn't. He survived. He gave up his WBO. He came off of it. What else happened? He had a couple of defenses or whatever, go in there and lose against a last-minute replacement. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you another factor. You know what I'm saying? Because I want y'all to get some clarity. Let me give you another reminder of why AJ ain't who you believe him to be or who you want him to be, right? Check this out. Andy Ruiz, look at this. 6'2", they say this guy is, and reach of 74 inches, 37 bouts at the time, right? Look at Anthony Joshua. 6'6", 82-inch reach. 74-inch reach, 82-inch reach. And this man was all over breakdancing. All I heard was Beat Street, the king of the beats. All I seen was him breakdancing on the goddamn canvas in New York. You know, goddamn, them New Yorkers, they love breakdancing. They love that b-boy scene. All I seen was AJ all over the canvas. Goddamn, like he was practicing on some new goddamn shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he was trying to audition for the Jabberwockies. With a reach, you had an 82-inch reach on Andy Ruiz, who had a 74-inch reach. Oh my, how much more advantage do you have? No wonder Lennox Lewis is saying, hey, I didn't see much of anything. Why? Look, tell me if y'all saying Lennox Lewis don't like Joshua. Just because he's telling you some information that is fact, and you want to make it seem like, oh, Lennox Lewis can't even talk about my favorite fighter, Joshua. Why does Lennox Lewis don't like Joshua? Probably because Lennox Lewis, the way his mentality was when he was fighting, is quite different than Joshua's mentality. He probably look at it like, yeah, you had Hearns right there every step of the way as a chaperone to micromanage you, to guide you. to help if you trip and fall. They was trying to emulate you off the freaking great Muhammad Ali. Yes, sir. Your wardrobe used to be red, and they changed to white to kind of give that reflection of Muhammad Ali. You're no Ali. You're no You're no Ali, brother. You're no Ali. Those in the chat know you're not Ali. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? These cats in the chat knows that Joshua is no Ali. That's why Lennox Lewis sees it for what it is. And that's why I see this for what it was. Joshua didn't want the smoke. Wilder, Joshua, undisputed heavyweight champ, they didn't want the smoke. Y'all didn't want the smoke, y'all. Just like these cats over here don't want the smoke because the link is in the chat. And they busy up here just goddamn kicking themselves around in the sandbox instead of paying homage to Deontay Wilder, the heavyweight legend, future Hall of Famer. That's what you should be doing right now. That's what y'all should be doing. Y'all haters over here. You should be paying homage, man. The U.S. heavyweight champ reigned for over 5 years. Y'all should be paying homage, man. Real talk. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Y'all should be paying homage. Look at this guy. Look at him, 34 years old. 34 years old, man. He had all that advantage, 6'6", height advantage, reach advantage, and this dude just took his titles, no problem, when he was supposed to be the man. Andy Ruiz, supposed to be the man. I guess his alias really paid dividends for Andy, huh? Because he destroyed Anthony Joshua. Destroyed him, made the man just spit out his gum shield and speak no more English. No habla. No. Come towards me, Joshua. Come and show me you want it. I mean, I didn't know. What's all those lights out there in the crowd? What's going on? Where am I at? Is this the mall? Is this the mall in MSG? I've just never been over here before. Is this Times Square? Where am I at exactly? Why is the ref waving at me? Hey, Josh was over there asking, is this Times Square? You know what I'm saying? Hey, get him off my screen. Get him off my screen and put that goddamn record back up there. Put that record back up there now. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. Y'all can't stop that. No drug cheat. No quitter. You know what I'm saying? No drug cheating. No quitter. That right there says it all. Come on, who you going to support? Somebody who you tell your kids to never be in life? I get it. I get it. Oh, so you don't want your kids speaking positivity. You know what I'm saying? You don't want them, if they play sports, to be the tenacious athlete, to go out there and be a top tier competitive, to stand out from the rest, to represent that DNA lineage. You know what I'm saying? To further carry on the generation. You don't want them to go out there. You don't want them to understand what it is and how they should compete and how they should not be focusing all that energy, that unnecessary energy, into negativity and focus on what they have going on to be the best of what they do. Y'all over here want to support someone who's a drug cheat that boxing said he was a drug cheat. Y'all want to support a fighter that's on YouTube right now. He's quit. Before Daniel Dubois was called a quitter, you had the one and only Anthony Joshua. Yes, sir, indeed. They was blasting him out, calling him a quitter. Blasting him out. Yes, sir. They turned their back on Anthony Joshua. Hey, people I knew in the UK was telling me they turned their back on him, bro. Turned their back on him. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? He'll be Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer right now. Just so you know, he's a Hall of Famer right now. He's a Hall of Famer right now. He's tied with Muhammad Ali with title defenses. I mean, that to me says he's getting into the Hall. Based off being one of the greatest heavyweights of this era and also his title defenses and the length of time that man reigned. You know what I'm saying? He reigned with carnage and destruction. And that's not going to change because people get mad and angry about hearing what I got to say about it. You're busy talking about Wilder, but you cannot bring me some true, legitimate facts about Joshua to basically rebut what I'm saying about Wilder. Show me the elite fighters. Don't bring up Vladimir Klitschko as your first line of defense. Don't do it. 41 years of age out of the sport, 2+ years. Don't do it. Who else is an elite fighter that they went into the ring and you thought they was greater than Joshua? Did you think Usyk was greater than Joshua? The odds didn't think so. The odds didn't think so. Was Andy Ruiz greater than Joshua? The odds didn't think so. 25-1? 25-1. You thought he was who went in there that was greater than Joshua? Because that's where you consider him to be great, when he went in there and fought a great fighter. Who was the great? Alexander Povetkin, Kubrat Pulev? Who were Dillian White, Dominique Brazil? Who was the great? Jermaine Franklin, Robert Hernandez? Who was the great? Explain to me who was the great. Joseph Parker? Who was the great? Charles Martin? Who was the great? Since y'all talking about he fought all these unbelievable names, who was the great on this record now? So you criticize Wilder, what he don't have. What does Joshua have? What does he have? You know what I'm saying? We talk about elite fighters. Mr. Hearns. Who was elite? What is the criteria? What is the definition? What is any type of information that you can use to debunk what I'm saying for an elite fighter on Joshua's record? Who was elite? If you're saying just because they was champions, well, guess what? We can say Deontay Wilder was a champion and he defended his title for 10 successful defenses. He was a champion too. If you want to say Joseph Parker was elite, just because he defended his title twice, well, goddamn it, that proves my point on how big Deontay Wilder towers over Joseph Parker. Because Joseph Parker and Deontay Wilder is not in the same equation. Just because Joseph Parker have a win over Deontay when he's not even reigning defending champion no more, and he already had 2 losses, and Joseph Parker himself, you have to look at how the format, how the deductive reasoning come about to determine that don't make any sense. This man just coming off a knockout in 2022. How is that supposed to make sense? Somebody make it make sense. Deontay Wilder did not lose to an elite fighter. This man was just coming off a knockout loss last year. Deontay Wilder's coming off a stoppage of Robert Hernandez last year. Does it make sense to you? And then Joseph won a unanimous decision. Who cares if he hurt Wilder? He didn't knock him out. He didn't stop him. Wilder just lost to a goddamn former world champion. Don't get up here trying to tell me he was elite just because people want to cheer that Wilder lost. Joseph Parker wasn't an elite fighter. The man just came from being stopped by Joe Joyce. Stop the madness, man. Y'all better start paying me for this knowledge. Where my cash apps are? Y'all better start dropping donations right now, all you haters in the chat. You know what I'm saying? All you haters in the chat, you better start dropping donations. You know what I'm saying? You better start dropping donations because I'm giving you too much. I'm giving you too much energy that's basically making a lot of y'all very apprehensive to click that link. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know it ain't going to be easy. You got 2 people to deal with in this era outside of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. And goddamn it, last time I checked, Wilder was not accused of cheating. He was not accused of cheating. How can somebody reign with that type of terror and have no goddamn boxing skills? Y'all better wake up. Let me know, you haters in the chat. Let me know where y'all at. Come on, man. Don't be getting personal. Don't get personal about it. I want you to stay on topic. Stay focused and locked in. It's the day after Christmas, and y'all up here acting like y'all mad at me because Santa didn't come down the chimney you thought he's supposed to come down. You actually thought that shit was real. And then Santa left the boxes out there in front of the goddamn on the porch, and somebody came by and swiped the motherfuckers because they felt you didn't deserve them. Don't get mad at me. What he should do, what Joshua should do, y'all paying attention to the wrong one. What Joshua and Hearns should do is make that fight with Wilder. That's what he should do. You know what I'm saying? Just like it was supposed to happen back in the day, Wilder Joshua undisputed. That's what was supposed to happen back in the day, but it didn't. That's what needs to happen next. That's what happened. That's what the people want to see. Show your face, man. I'm not going through people coming on here saying some crazy shit just to get attention. Show your face, man. I'll let you on. Show your face. Okay, cool. You're on, man. What's good? Talk to me.
What's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Yourself?
Good. So, are you I guess is your stance that Wilder has a superior resume to Joshua, or that he's just a superior fighter in your eyes?
Hey, who are you in the chat, man?
You say, who am I in the chat?
Yeah. Have you been in the chat?
No, sir. I ain't been in your chat. I just came on just now. I was listening on my phone, so I figured I'd come on, chop it up with you.
Okay, so you're asking me what now? What you asking me per se?
Are you of the belief that Wilder has the superior resume, or that he's just a superior fighter as far as you're concerned over Joshua?
He's just the best heavyweight of this era, and it's a lot of variables that you can factor that in. If you disagree with me, if you disagree with me, all you got to do is give me the facts behind it. Go ahead, I'm listening.
So you're saying he's the superior heavyweight of this era, like,
brother?
Period.
Brother, you came on here. I thought you was bringing some fire.
Oh, okay. So
asking me the same thing, bro.
Okay,
look,
I'm trying to
verify for close to 2 hours, bro.
I just got on.
All right,
so how could you call him the superior resume over Fury of this era,
bro?
How is he superior heavyweight when Fury's in this era? Who stopped him twice, brutally, and arguably won the first fight? Wilder just bookended the fight. Wilder bookended the fight with knockdowns. It could be argued that Fury won all the rounds in between. At the best, yeah, a draw was, could be said was a gift for Wilder in some eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, the argument could be made that Jack Reed should have waited to fight off Fury. It should have been a stoppage. I agree with that, but it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And since he did get up, it could be argued that Fury won the fight, and he definitely won the second, and the third. He dominated Wilder, man. He stopped him twice brutally.
Okay, I just want to make sure you get all that out. That is your line of defense, that Fury has a better resume than Wilder. That's your line of defense. One fight. I'm not saying. I'm not talking about his resume. I'm talking about he's the superior fighter, and you could say he has. He fought a better version of Klitschko than Joshua did. No. And watched him. He watched Klitschko. Do we not agree on that? Okay, I'm just letting you get it all out. No, we can't agree on it. No, we cannot agree on that, brother. We're not talking about who fought the better Klitschko. We're not talking about who fought the better Klitschko. We're not talking about
that. What about what? So him stopping Wilder twice stands for nothing?
I said he's the best heavyweight of this era. You're talking about one moment that just happened in 2020.
One moment that just happened, and then Joseph Parker
February 2020. He lost his title. He lost his title for the first time. One bout in his career, and you saying that Tyson Fury is the more dominant heavyweight in this era.
Brother, they fought a rubber match.
Like I said, you're trying to convince me that 2020, February, one rematch and a trilogy says that Tyson Fury is the more dominant heavyweight of this era, right?
I'm not talking about one bout, man. The fact that Fury, and you can even say that now, based on what I just saw Saturday evening or Saturday afternoon, that Joshua is superior to Wilder. He definitely has a better resume than Wilder. You look at the three best fighters on each one of their resumes. On Joshua's resume, his three best fighters he's fought are Klitschko, Usyk, and Parker. He's 2-2 against them guys. Wilder's three best opponents: Parker, Fury, and Ortiz. I guess you could say Ortiz, or unless it's someone else or whatever. But he's 0-3 against Fury and Parker.
let me ask
03
you
and
this
1.
about
I'm sorry,
Fury.
03 and 1.
When Wilder stepped in there with Fury in 2020, did you have him as the best heavyweight in the division when he stepped in there against Fury? Being the Fury,
Yeah.
look, check this out.
Okay.
Being the Fury came back and fought Sefer Safari and Francisco Pianetta, and then Wilder fought him. Wilder fought him in that fight where clearly he won that fight via knockout. You say it wasn't called, I get it, but clearly he won that fight. He knocked him out. Okay,
Right.
so it was several other fights, and then they finally had the rematch. Heading into that rematch, do you think Wilder was the best heavyweight?
Yeah, and let me give you a little more background, man.
No. I don't need no background, brother. I want you to answer my question.
Okay,
Do
yeah.
you think Wilder was the best heavyweight?
Going into that fight, I had Wilder stopping Fury because he had took a stronger path, as opposed to Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin. Wilder would he destroyed Brazil and destroyed Ortiz. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I mean,
so if you gave that man that credit going into the rematch with Fury before the results actually played out, how can Fury look? I'm glad you said that, because if Wilder was on that type of level with you, you was giving him that type of damn credit, then why you can't give him credit after losing the title for everything he accomplished up to that point? Because that was his 11th title defense attempt. He was attempting to defend his title the 11th time. So just because he lost to Fury in the freaking rematch doesn't expunge everything that he did prior to that.
yeah,
Being
I know he had
being an older fighter, and he hasn't been able to win his title back since, just like Joshua. He hasn't been able to win his title back from Alexander Usyk. So how a cheat like Tyson Fury, who you say fought a better Klitschko than Joshua, he was on his way out of retirement. You know why? Because he didn't have a fight after freaking Fury until Joshua came and got him out of retirement 2+ years, man. And he was on an appeal for testing positive coming out of the Christian Hammer fight. So you saying a cheat is better than a non-cheater? That's all I'm saying, bro. A cheat is better than a non-cheater?
That's you know what I'm saying. We can think we want on that. The fact that okay, so we can't. Yeah, he did what he did on the way up there, or whatever outside of that fight on both ends. You could say one's better than the other, or whatever. Real truth is that's subjective anyway. Because we don't like who we like. Like I said, I was a bigger fan of. I followed Wilder's whole career, man, from all through the Olympics. You know what I'm saying?
But you're here debating against what I'm saying.
I went for him in all three of them Fury fights. You know what I'm saying? I'm not some cat. I'm not some cat that I understand that with 42 knockouts. I know exactly what the record is.
3-1.
You know what I'm saying?
The man
with 41, well, with 41 knockouts now. But anyhow, my point is, I am a fan of Wilder.
41 knockouts? How does knockouts get depleted?
Well, he didn't knock out.
Reduced.
Well, he didn't stop Parker, and he didn't stop Stavern. Them two fights that went to the cards, man. The first Stavern fight when he won the title. So you got your graphic is wrong, brother. He only got 41 knockouts. He knocked out Stavern. He didn't stop Stavern when he got won the WC title for the first time, and he just didn't. We know he didn't stop Parker in his last fight. So that's how he got 41 knockouts instead of 42.
Okay. So how long have you been following my channel? Have you been following my channel any long? You just popped up today.
Hey, I just heard you on here. I heard you a couple times, whatever, but I don't,
okay.
I just got on a day. I heard something that, had caught my interest. I figured I'd get on and talk about it.
What does BoxRec say, brother? I'm not here to disrespect you and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, hey, mama,
what
mama
does BoxRec say, bro?
I see it.
42.
That's fine. That's fine. Hey, you got your one. That's all right. But my point is, we can't just ignore what happened in the Fury fights. He might have took a different path or whatever, but in the fights he got brutally stopped. You can't ignore that. That's just like if I go back historically, I can't call Jim Jeffries a better fighter than Jack Johnson because Jack Johnson stopped Jim Jeffries. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say Wilder's a better fighter than Fury, but Fury stopped him twice in brutal fashion. Are we gonna say Spencer's a better fighter than Crawford? Based after what we just saw, can anybody at this point say Errol Spencer a better fighter than Terence Crawford? Please tell me, do you believe that anybody on planet Earth right now can say Errol Spencer definitively a better fighter than Terence Crawford? If you can say that, then
that has no relevance to this conversation.
It has plenty of relevance because it's the same situation. He got stopped. He got stopped twice.
Like your tempo is picked up because you made a error with the knockouts already. Something as basic as knockouts. You don't follow Wilder much. You don't
I don't
follow
follow.
him much.
Okay, I don't
Wilder
follow much.
Yeah, you
That's
said the
fine,
man had
man.
41 knockouts, and you're trying to tell me that I would come on here and make a mistake like that on a thumbnail. You don't follow my channel much, man. That's a basic mistake that you made.
Okay, well, like I said, you got your one. You got your one, but the main argument though, man, you can't say that the guy's better than another guy when he's been stopped by him on
Absolutely,
2
I can.
occasions. How do you say
Absolutely, I
that though?
can. Because
So
it
okay,
doesn't erase.
is
Hold
Tyrell
up.
Diggs a better
Let me
fighter
get
than?
it out, bro. I know
Okay,
this is a debate. I'm gonna let you talk. But check this out. You can't erase what somebody has accomplished up to that point just because Fury beat him. You can't erase everything. That's not how boxing works. When a fighter is a champion in one division and go to the next division, they are considered multi-division champions. Regardless of what title, they won one title in each division. They're still considered a 2-division champion, 3-division champion, 4-division. You don't erase what they accomplished. Wilder was attempting his 11th title defense on February 2020, and it didn't work out for him. Just because Fury beat Deontay, right, and then beat him in the trilogy, doesn't mean he accomplished more by beating a fighter that a lot of people say that wasn't nothing, and he was trash, and he hadn't accomplished nothing. He fought bums. How does that work exactly? You can't have it both ways. If Wilder fought nothing but subpar, mediocre opposition, how does Fury get awarded? How does Fury get awarded for that? He got caught cheating previously, and then it was scandal in the rematch. If he's this best fighter, he's the best fighter, why is he always embroiled in scandal? Why is he up here involved in cheating? Why can't he just beat somebody straight up without adjusting gloves and loading all that shit and being a part of the damn scandal? Why did Mr. Carefoot come out the shadows and accuse them of them eating uncastrated wild boar meat? Where does this shit come from with Fury? Go ahead, bro.
okay. Well, hey, like I said, at this point,
Did you find you something?
now I've heard about the boar meat or whatever. Hey, for whatever reason, that's I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But then the other stuff, but the stuff with the gloves, man. My question on that is, Wilder, and he made a lot of videos and stuff saying what he found and why he didn't move forward with any kind of action, be it appealing or legal litigation or whatever. If he had some facts that the guy had.
My whole point was the cheating. He's a cheater.
Right.
We agree he's a cheater, right?
So why would he not pursue nothing concerning that?
He ain't considered the best heavyweight. He a cheater. He cannot go ahead and beat the best competition that's close to him without cheating. He's a cheater. Wilder's not a cheater. He ain't tested positive. When has Wilder loaded his gloves except what he was born with? He was born with goddamn dynamite in his hand. That ain't illegal, bro.
Yeah, I know. And like I said, man, I'm more of a fan of Wilder than I am of Fury. Like, truthfully, you know what I'm saying? But it is just I can't say that Wilder's better man than man. I mean, I was sitting on October with my mouth out, and then the other part is. So after that, let's say he did do something wrong in the second fight, which if he did, then words of hard evidence other than speculation. But if he did, so the third fight, everything was a fair and even playing field. He went out there that time and stopped. I mean, Wilder had his moments, but he got stopped again. You know what I'm saying? So
what does that mean?
He
got stopped again. There's been plenty of champions.
Okay.
Look at what you're saying. Look at what you just said early in here. You said that Fury fought a better Klitschko than Joshua, right?
Yep.
Right? So why do you say Fury fought a better Klitschko than Joshua? Because his age, right? Right?
Yeah, it wasn't much worse.
Okay, so Deontay Wilder, he's 38 years old right now, right? 38 freaking years old. Fury is younger than Wilder. We don't know. Both of them went through that trilogy and they gave it they all. But at the end of the day, you have to understand something. Just because a man beat a fighter at that juncture in his career twice doesn't say that he's the best heavyweight of this era because he beat a man on 2 nights. That doesn't erase what he's accomplished. 43 victories, 42 knockouts. That don't erase what he's accomplished.
No, don't.
What Fury accomplished back in the day, the motherfucker was embroiled in scandal. He left the sport. He freaking what they call, he shamed his freaking country. The man was caught for cheating. Went out there, got caught for cheating for pets, and also deal with whatever else he was dealing with in his personal life. And you're gonna say you're just gonna ignore that shit, bro? You're gonna ignore that he was a cheater. Joshua's a quitter, and Fury's a cheater. How can they be a top? How can they be above Deontay Wilder? And you're just talking about resume? No, we talking about cheating too.
Hold on, you say Joshua quit or what? Because that first Ruiz fight, you saying he a quitter because of that?
So the value of it goes away with time just because he regained his titles. Did he not quit?
Shit, he got the referee weighed the shit out, didn't he?
He quit, bro. He wouldn't answer the referee. He wouldn't answer the referee. He wouldn't answer the referee. He wouldn't answer the referee, bro.
So, let's get on the Joshua thing. So you think? So tell me, based on what's better on Wilder's resume than Joshua's resume?
His entire resume.
Based on what?
Based off
like
once again,
names.
Based off his title defenses. Okay, once again, I don't know if you was in here, but I went through the Charles Martin situation, who won the title from Glasgow off a freaking injury, a knee injury. And then he went in there 2 months and 2 weeks later and fought Joshua, took a dive. And then Joshua's next fight was getting a retired Klitschko out of retirement, 2+ years, which you mentioned earlier. Fury fought a better Klitschko than Joshua, so that just proves my point with Joshua. He went in there and fought a retired Klitschko, was getting his ass beat. And they said, no, Klitschko, we raising up Joshua now. I know you having flashbacks of being champion, but no, you can't go in here and win this fight. They stopped the fight in the 11th round to stop the beating. Okay, then Joseph Parker, he goes in there and fight Andrew Ruiz for the vacant. He wins, defended twice, and then he goes in here and survive against Joshua. So look, Joshua slips around and want to dip his ass in the NYC and come to the States for the first time, and they drop the ball on going out here looking for Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz come in there and beat his ass, make him quit. And then he go over in the sand when he don't have to take drug testing and come back in there less weight. Andy Ruiz balloons up 15 pounds from eating tacos and carne asada and all this other shit. Then he gets his title back, and then he runs up there and faces Alexander Usyk, a cruiserweight, who fought Chase Witherspoon, Derek Chisora, and he fight Anthony Joshua and beat him. The very first time they ever fight, boom, beat him. He's not an elite heavyweight. Usyk is not an elite heavyweight. And then he couldn't even get his titles back. So how is Joshua better than Deontay when Deontay actually defended his titles against all comers 10 successful times? And that's more combined than Anthony Joshua did, with 2 title reigns. He's 2-time unified champion. And Deontay still has more title defenses than he do.
Okay, but you're gonna say Usyk is just, what you think, he's just an average heavyweight or what?
No, I say he's not a great heavyweight. He just came up here. He's not one of the great heavyweights right now. He just, look, you can't take Chase Witherspoon and Derek Chisora with those 2 fights. Okay, just because he came up here and fought Joshua twice, he did what he's supposed to do with Joshua. Because I always said Joshua wasn't a great heavyweight. He was a manufactured paper heavyweight, micromanaged, chaperone up through the ranks. And it showed once he went in there with a boxer like Ruiz, exposed him, and then he went in there with a former undisputed cruiserweight champion in Usyk. Usyk beat him twice. How is he elite?
I'm not talking, but Joshua, but Usyk though, man, you discount Usyk, man. Usyk is the real deal, man. You talk about
he's not a great heavyweight.
You talking about Wilder's accolades. Usyk, we talking about an Olympic gold medalist, won the cruiserweight, the undisputed title. Now he's unified, got 3 belts at heavyweight.
Bro,
like you said, dominate
as a great fighter. I said he's not a great heavyweight. I didn't say he wasn't a fighter that's accomplished things. Why are we bringing in the
Yeah,
Olympics? Because we can bring in Deontay Wilder, who fast tracked and went to the
yeah,
Olympics.
30
And was the
fights.
only one.
Yeah, you got a
He
bronze
was the
medal. I
only
know
one
it.
to pick up a medal that Olympics.
Yeah, I watched it. I remember he was on the team with the real them. I remember that.
So why you don't bring that up first?
I mean,
You know all
I
this
mean,
about Usyk.
Andre. I mean, I'm sorry about Andre and Warren. They was on the squad 08 team. But yeah, Wilder. I'm gonna tell you about Wilder, man. The mistakes that he's made throughout his career.
God.
Like I said, I've been a fan of Wilder, man. I watched his whole career, like literally.
Big dog. Is his resume a mistake though? What does his resume say?
What he learned early in his career.
Say this right here, bro.
Yeah, it says that early in his career, because of, his lack of experience, he learned on the job. He fought, guys. Some guys might thought were easy fights or whatever. Then he finally got a shot against the Burn. You know what I'm saying? And he got a title. He ran. Yeah, he ran for a while, man. But the problem was he did not improve. He did not progress. He got to where he depended on his power because no matter what, even if he's behind, he could land that right hand. If you watch the Parker fight, he was trying to do it. He was successful with it against Hellenius, move along the ropes and walk him into a counter right hand. That shit did not work with Parker. He had no other game plan. Malik Scott is wrong for what Wilder's strengths are. Wilder's not no back foot boxer. He's not. He has the body to do it, but that's not his style. He's not at his best doing that. He's at his best when he's coming forward behind his jab. When he chooses to throw it, he has a very good jab. But he wasn't even throwing no freaking jab. I don't know if he threw 50 punches in the whole fight, just looking for a right hand the whole night. He gonna land this magical right hand and he's gonna pass out. He landed a couple times. Parker ate them bitches because you could see the shit coming. Wilder has regressed, man. That's his problem. And getting rid, I thought when he got Breeden on the squad, that was perfect for him. But that's the same body type, just like Hearns or whatever. The long, lean cat with the wide power. But Wilder's never. He did not improve. He did not. He depended on. Look at all these fights. He's been Ortiz, brilliant knockout, but he was behind on the cards. Jerry Washington, behind on the cards. I can go on and on with it, man. He never improved. Like I said, I've been a fan of Wilder for his whole career. I went for him in all three of this. I was going for him fucking Saturday afternoon. I think he needs to retire, man.
So
I think he needs to retire. I don't want to see him get hurt.
With everything you just said, you tell at the tail end of it, you say you was going for Wilder when he stepped in there with Parker. You said he was going for Wilder. But yet you explain about his corner. His corner is irrelevant. You say Wilder never improved. This is the sweet science, brother. You're talking about Wilder never improved, but yet his first loss since 2015, 5+ years freaking reigning, his first loss was February 2020 before the pandemic. So you're talking about he did more with less? Would you agree that Anthony Joshua has better technique and form than Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, Wilder's had an amazing. Wilder.
What about Fury though, bro? What about Fury?
Yeah.
I
give Wilder credit, man. I give him credit,
brother. Two of the top names have better form and technique than Wilder, but Wilder was able to have 10 successful defenses with working with less when you talking about he was undeveloped. And
right.
You don't give him no credit for that?
I do. I give him credit. He won the Olympics with a right hand. I'm not won, but got the bronze medal with a right hand.
He won the Olympics, brother.
I'm saying that's to me that's an amazing feat. I'm not trying to talk down on him, but my point being though, so just like you just said though, you were like, okay, so he's 38. I'm glad you said that.
39.
You look around.
39 next year.
Okay, so 39. Okay, so. Look at fighters throughout history, man. The fighters that have been like, so if I give you three fighters, one of my other favorite fighters, my favorite fighter, James Toney, Bernard Hopkins, and Roy Jones. Bernard Hopkins and James Toney were still able to be successful because as they got older and slowed down, their fundamentals and technique is what carried them. Roy Jones started, getting stopped and coming up short because he never had good fundamentals. He was able to get away with it with his speed and reflexes. Once that faded, Deontay Wilder, he's slowing down. He's never had great fundamentals. He had that big right hand. That's all he was going for Saturday afternoon. You
put Roy Jones and Deontay Wilder in the same conversation?
That's not what I said, brother. I'm not saying that.
You would consider Roy Jones a legend, right?
Yeah.
You consider him a legend? Why?
because he got but he dominated James,
Was he a
Tony,
gold
and
medalist?
Bernard.
Was he a gold medalist though?
He should have been, you know what I'm saying, but he wasn't. You know, he got
Okay.
robbed and sold. But
I'm glad you're putting Deontay in the same name as Roy Jones because I consider both of them a legend.
I'm just using it as an analogy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying
You used
you
it
know.
though. You used it though, brother. It's
Yeah,
the part that you
I mean,
proved my point.
it ain't no
You
rule against
used Deontay Wilder's name with Roy Jones in the same sentence.
So you saying because you were that name in the same sentence? I'm saying Deontay Wilder, all-time great heavyweight or something.
I'm just saying, Roy Jones, which is a good friend of mine. Shout out to Roy, man. Much respect. He has 66 wins, 10 losses, right? But you compare him in the same sense as Deontay Wilder. You cannot overlook what this man's been able to accomplish in his career. Just like Roy, just like Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Roy has had 5 knockouts on his resume to his 10 losses. Deontay has been stopped how many times? He wasn't stopped this past weekend. He's been stopped twice by considerably one of the best heavyweights in this division too. You know what I'm saying? In this division too. At this point in time, I believe Fury is the best heavyweight in this division. But we talking about since we was on the rebound of the U.S. heavyweights and the heavyweights in general, since we was on the rebound, we're talking about Tyson Fury was still out of the sport, right? Anthony Joshua didn't make a name for himself or any type of surge until Fury vacated the titles and went into the freaking room and started snorting and shit. So when those belts came available, that's when Eddie Hearns them started trying to pick up those belts. Joshua picked up his title in January of the 2015, and then I think Joshua had that fight with Charles Martin later on in the year.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you like this, man, if I may. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the reason that I use these cats' name in the same sentence with them, but my point being to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, it's understood that I'm not saying he on that level. Because when Roy Jones, I'm about to tell you, when Roy Jones was at his very best, let's say for instance, hypothetically, Roy Jones retired after the John Ruiz fight. And if we look back on history and compare Roy Jones to the all-time great light heavyweights, it wouldn't have been crazy to ask how Roy Jones would have fared against, you know what I'm saying, Bob Foster, Ezra Charles, and Billy Conn and others. Now let's use that same thing and say when the best Deontay Wilder that we've ever seen. How will we be? Will we be having a conversation how he would fare against Ali, Holmes, or Tyson in their primes?
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
If you follow me, no, because you're way off.
I'm way off.
You in a canoe with no oars right now. You using your hands to goddamn paddle upstream. We're not talking about comparing Deontay to the old school, them cats. You know why? Because the whole generation right here, this group of heavyweights, they different than them boys back then. They different. I said he's one of the greats of this era. He's a heavyweight legend of this era. This era can go from the time he picked up the title to when he finished the reign. An era usually is like 10 years or something like that. 10 years. Yeah. And it's also considerably compared to the ones you have to compete with. His competitors were, of course, the top names, Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Now, Oleksandr Usyk, we can't really compare Oleksandr Usyk in the heavyweight because he just fought Joshua. Yeah. Who did Joshua fight? Charles Martin. Nobody compares Charles Martin as a great. What about Vladimir Klitschko? Nobody compared him to be great at the time that he fought at 41 years old, coming off 2 years. Okay, Joseph Parker. No one's considering Joseph Parker a great. Even with his win over Deontay Wilder this past weekend, they don't consider Joseph Parker a great heavyweight. He just was knocked out by Joe Joyce last year. Joseph Parker didn't knock out Deontay Wilder. He hurt him, but he didn't knock him out. The only person to stop Deontay Wilder was Tyson Fury. Both of them stopped each other. Deontay Wilder did it first.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you. I definitely agree that Wilder, he's one of the top 3 heavyweights of this era. But I just thought you were saying that that you believe that he was an all-time great. That's what we were part ways.
I never said
but
all-time great heavyweight, top number one all time. No, come on.
Okay.
Hell
Well, we
no.
agree, man. I mean, he's one of the top 3 heavyweights of the division. I mean, of this era, or none. I mean, that's
No,
not even.
he's the number one heavyweight of this
Nah,
era. He's the number
yeah,
one. He's the number one heavyweight of this era. He ain't one of the top 3. He ain't a cheater and he ain't a quitter. So who does that leave? Usyk?
Well, that's opinion based, man. I mean,
Usyk
I
haven't defended
understand.
his title 10 times, brother.
I understand that, you like the guy, whatever. I don't blame you, whatever. You know
What
what
you
I'm
mean
saying?
I
But
like the guy? What does like got to do with it? They always go back to like. Dude,
well,
Deontay
like I said,
check this out, man.
the
It's brother to a
head,
brother. Brother
Okay.
to a brother, man. If I met you and you ain't never disrespected me, but there's some cats on here that don't like you, I'm going to go off who I know. I'm going to go off and judge your character based off me and you meeting. And I say, no, the brother ain't never disrespected me in public. I've seen it several times. That's how I say with Deontay. I've covered him as fight camps, and I've been in different areas where I've seen him, and I was able to take a picture, but more so what he was doing for the fans was doing interviews, and he wasn't even trying. He was never bougie, egotistical, stuck up, and all that shit. He was shut down the motherfucker, and that's what I say. All the people that's talking negative, I seen him catering to the fans. I seen him out there taking pictures and giving bomb squads and shit. So when they come on here and talk, he classless, he this, that, and the other. I never seen this shit, bro.
Yeah, I don't buy all that. I mean, the man does a lot in the community, man. I mean, he don't,
Correct.
he does a lot in the community. He's an excellent guy. Just the reason that he started boxing, just that alone. His daughter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, I've been a fan of Deontay Wilder. I've gone home every fight. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel so convicted about what I'm saying, because I'm for him. You know what I'm saying? I want him to that's why I want him to retire. I think at this point he'll get hurt, man. When Parker hit him with that big first overhand right in the corner, he had a look in his eye, man, where he was just looking out for the space. He didn't look right at all, and his legs did not
same
look
look
right.
he had when Luis Ortiz hit him, bro, for 42 seconds, dropping bombs. He had the same look on his face, bro.
I didn't like what I saw, man. I don't think
So
he needs to
you
fight
didn't
on.
like what he saw in there with Parker, but people say they didn't like what they seen in there when the rematch with Fury and the trilogy, but yet they was waiting for him to come back after that Robert Helenius knockout. Man,
Yeah,
y'all want it all over. Y'all want the cake. Y'all want everything. Ice
But
cream.
that was,
Y'all want everything.
I wasn't part of that group though, man. I thought he should have retired after the Fury fights.
Why?
I wasn't part of that group. Because those
Joshua?
fights.
Why would you say you want him to retire though?
Because
Did you
those
say that
fights,
when he
those
lost
fights,
to
those kind of
Usyk?
fights, them 2 fights was like 10 fights, man. The equivalent. The punishment he took in them fights, man.
I agree. I agree it was some punishment. I'm not Wilder, neither are you, so we can't see what it was, because just think about it. Fury took some punishment too. He's still undefeated, but he got knocked down by Ngannou. You think him being knocked out by Wilder didn't contribute to him being knocked out? I mean, knocked down by MMA fighter who didn't have no boxing skills? I mean, no boxing history as a professional? You don't think Fury took some damage too from Wilder?
Yeah, he did. Them fights took some out of him too. They both, you know what I'm saying? But Fury Wilder was the worst for wear coming out of them fights. You know what I'm saying? And the first fight, Fury didn't take no punishment, really. You know what I'm saying? Or not the first one. I mean the second one. You know, second one he stopped him. Wilder got the worst end of that the whole way, but then the second one.
I mean, the towel did come in.
I mean the third one.
He went out on his shield in the trilogy, yes. But what had he accomplished prior to February? He went to the ring undefeated February 2020, and he lost. That's his 11th title defense attempt.
Yeah, he had a 10-fight title reign, man. That's very good. You know what I'm saying? That's not nothing to sneeze at.
That's outstanding, no matter what, brother. That's outstanding.
Hey, I agree. You know what I'm saying? But again, like my point is, I mean, yeah, Wilder. That's a great feat. He ran for a long time. You know, he didn't fight a lot of great fighters when he did that. Fury ain't fought a lot of great fighters. But Fury's resume is not just hands down disgusting compared to Wilder's. They are comparable to one another.
So what's the greatest fighter on Fury's resume, big dog?
Probably if you put them all together, man, Klitschko.
Oh, that proves my point. What's the greatest fighter on? Look, what's the greatest fighter on Joshua's resume? Klitschko. Proves my point. So you going off two situations where a fighter was headed to retirement and a fighter came out of retirement, and those right there are the same names for both fighters. It proves my point about Deontay having 10 successful defenses, bro. You just proved my point again.
But hold on now. The head to head though, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he proved it 2 times over, man. He stopped the man. You can't discount that. You can't discount it. You can't call a man a better fighter. Whether you subjectively think the man cheating or not don't matter. In the almanac, he got stopped twice, man. And visually, it was brutal both times, man. We both seen the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
This is where I'm at with. I think you're getting confused about, Fury stopping Deontay Wilder and putting a halt to his reign, bro. When Deontay Wilder was on the scene doing his thing, who did he give an opportunity to when he came back off that hiatus? He gave opportunity to Tyson Fury, right?
Yeah.
So he gave him an opportunity. And Fury did not defeat him the first time. But when he went in there and lost his titles, that didn't negate everything he already accomplished. Fury never defended his unified titles previously. He never defended him. He left. He gone. He was gone, bro. Out. He was gone. Who did he defend his titles against since beating Deontay Wilder?
Shit.
Derek Chisora. Dillian White.
White. And that's shit. That it. That fucking that Ngannou fight didn't count.
Yeah, it did. That's why I left him off. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He fought Ngannou, a sanctioned fight, non-title, 10 rounds, and he added that to his resume. And you saying he's the best? Wilder ain't got no shit on his resume like that.
At this stage in his career, he do got a lot of bullshit on his resume. I'm not saying Fury some world beater or nothing like that. But
what's some little
the
bullshit,
fact that
man?
the fact that he stopped Wilder, man, you can't overlook that. He stopped him twice, man. I mean,
you talking? I keep
throughout the history of boxing,
what does that thumbnail say, brother? You keep talking about what Fury did. That doesn't say Wilder. That doesn't negate the fact that Wilder ain't the best heavyweight of this era because of him being beat by Fury.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. We'll look at. Okay, let's say this then.
Look at the thumbnail, brother.
Let's say this. I see it, but let's say this for instance. We know Julian the Hawk Jackson, right?
No, we ain't doing that, brother. We ain't.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, man.
No.
Is he a better? Was he a better? Was he
doing that? We talking about the heavyweight division right now.
Because this the same situation, man. Was he a better middleweight than Gerald McClellan? Julian Jackson was a better middleweight than Gerald McClellan.
You remember the time Julian Jackson defended his title 10 straight times? Do you remember that time?
Yeah, but was he a better middleweight than Gerald McClellan?
You said yeah.
So we both know what happened in both McClellan fights.
Do you know when he defended his title 10 straight times?
What's the point, brother?
No, I'm talking about Julian Jackson. Do you remember when he defended his title 10 straight times? Was it a point that he ever did that?
So you trying to do a boxing trivia on me or something? Man, come on, man.
I'm not doing a boxing trivia. We on point. We back on the whole time, bro.
Well, we ain't gonna do it the whole time. Well, we ain't gonna do it now neither. Ain't no need to play stump. Ain't no need to play stump the chump, man. Was Julian Jackson better middleweight than Gerald McClellan, sir? Yes or no?
I mean,
they fought twice. No, we talking about middleweights with this analogy though. Same question, but the same application. But Julian Jackson better middleweight than Gerald McClellan. You ain't said nothing yet.
Okay, I asked you about Julian Jackson. Did he ever defend his title 10 straight times in the company of his competitors? Those names that was right there on his level, that's considered his boxing luminaries. Was it someone who stood out as per this example I'm giving you with Wilder, Fury, and Joshua in this era right here? Did anyone?
I'll give you somebody that Jackson got the better of. That was a very the heavyweight division.
Yeah, the heavyweight.
You asking me about Julian Jackson? Okay.
Who else defended their title of this era 10 straight times in the heavyweight division? That's all I want to know.
In the era that preceded, Klitschko did. You know what I'm saying? But
no,
right now,
Klitschko defended his title. Did Klitschko Well, how many times Klitschko defended the WBC
I
title?
believe Klitschko had all
Vladimir.
together. I think Klitschko at least had, I forget the exact number. It's between 15 and 20 title defense he had over his career. Klitschko, his resume is better than Wilder. You know what I'm saying? We know that. I mean, like, he's in the Hall of Fame already.
He's not
So
even
we ain't
the
gonna,
topic
they're
of
not up for
discussion.
debate.
Like you said, he's a legend. Didn't you hear me say Klitschko was a
But
legend?
but
said
can
when
we
they
get back
fought
on?
him,
But can we
he
get
was
back on
on
point though?
retirement, bro.
Can we get back on point though?
You the
Was
one get
Julian
off
Jackson
point.
was Julian Jackson a better middleweight
No,
than Gerald McClellan?
bro, we're talking about the heavyweight division, man.
Okay, well let
Y'all
me
cats are not taking me all around
let me
the
lay that
world,
for everybody
and
that's listening. Let me lay it
you're
out, sir.
losing focus. Hey, we're losing focus on
Jerry
Deontay
McClellan and
Wilder.
Julian Jackson fought twice. Jerry McClellan
You tell
stopped
them.
Julian Jackson
I'll
both
let him.
times.
I'll let him.
And
Go ahead.
Julian Jackson has victories over Terry Norris, other
Okay.
guys. You know, he brutally stopped other guys, but he got brutally stopped by Jerry McClellan twice when they fought.
Okay, was
Please
he
put in the
champion?
chat who's the better
Was he
fighter.
champion? Was he champion then? Was he champion? Was Julian Jackson champion when he fought Jerry McClellan when they fought? Was he champion?
Shit, I have to go back and look at the exact answer.
Okay,
but,
you can't tell me the answer. And second of all, if he was champion, how many times
But
did he
Julian
have a
Jack-
title defense prior to going in there with Jerry McClellan? How many times did he defend? How many times?
Here we go with the stump the chump, man.
I'm just saying, how many times? I need
No,
to
yeah,
kind
that's
of use the
that's
scales to
that-
balance the comparisons between
that-
Deontay Wilder's reign and Julian Jackson's reign. That's all I'm trying to do. Since you brought that scenario up, that's all I'm trying to do.
Man, we know who Julian Jackson was, and he's just as big a punch as Wilder was.
What belt did he have when he fought Jerry McClellan? Though? What belt did he have? Because we're talking about Deontay Wilder having the WBC title, and he went in there with 10 straight defenses prior to losing his belt to Fury. That was the premise of him talking about the best heavyweight of this era. If it's so easy, why haven't somebody else did it? Why is he in the company of Muhammad Ali with 10 straight defenses? You're not even on camera, so I know you're probably on Google goddamn typing your ass off.
No, I'm not on Google doing nothing. I'm just on my phone, brother.
You on
Bing.com, it's all in my head,
Bing.com,
kid.
Ask.com, Google.
Gene Tunney dethroned Jack Dempsey after 9 defenses.
God, we talking about Gene Tunney. Oh my God, Tom.
What you talking? Oh, you talking about just of this era to fit your narrative? It's just of this era to fit your
We're gonna
narrative.
start bringing up. We're gonna start bringing up goddamn old heavyweights that have nothing to do with it, right?
Well, okay, so just of this era to fit your narrative, then, man. Is that what we doing?
Hey, who did they compare Deontay to? Who did they compare Deontay to when he earned that 10 straight defense? He was in the company of who? What heavyweight? What great heavyweight they put him in the company of?
Ernest Shaver?
Muhammad Ali. So
Well, it ain't no comparison on
Muhammad
that.
Ali, check this out. Muhammad Ali has 2 straight losses to conclude his career. You know, before he started, looking real bad and sick and all that. He has 2 straight losses out the door. But he had 10 straight defenses, right? So Deontay Wilder was put in the same company of Muhammad Ali when it comes to defenses. Now, check this out. Why haven't there been other fighters in this era if it was so easy to be able to do it with the WBA, the IBF, you know what I'm saying, and the WBO? Why haven't there been other fighters out here to go on a reign that long if it's so easy?
I didn't say it's easy. I never said that. I said it's amazing earlier. You heard me say that, didn't you? You know what I'm saying? I understand you got your narrative or whatever, man. I don't disagree with what Wilder saying. He's a good, the top 3 heavyweight of this era. He is that, but
I agree with you. The first time you said it, I agree with you. He is the top 3. He's number 1. And then there's number 2 and number 3.
But based on the fact that their resumes are not worlds apart, I'm talking about him and Fury, and him and Joshua also. But I'm talking about him and Fury specifically. And then you look at the head-to-head of what happened 2 out of 3 times. Wilder, I mean, whether we like it or not, is 0-2-1 against Fury, and he got stopped twice, man.
And he got 10 straight title defenses before he stepped in there with Fury, too.
I understand that. I'm not discounting that, but the results twice. You know what I'm saying?
What results?
And like I said,
the 10 straight results that he had prior to stepping in that ring?
No, not them. The 2 of him getting stopped when they fought. You can't call him a better fighter than the man that stopped you twice. That's show
10 or 2.
Oh man, come on.
No, straight up. Because he defended the titles. Look, check this out. Check this out. Hold up. We talking about 10. He got Olisana Usyk. He got an opportunity to addition another defense on his record. But so since beating Wilder, right? He successfully defended the WBC against who first? Deontay Wilder, right? In the trilogy. Okay, next after that, he fought Dillian White. Okay, boom, that's 2 defenses. And then the next after that, Derek Chisora. That's 3 defenses. And then he went in there and had a non-title fight against Francis Ngannou. He has 3 defenses right now. You think he's gonna be able to get 7 before he walk out the door?
Hey, check it out. Okay,
yes,
let's say that.
Or no, sir.
Don't matter, man.
Is he gonna be able to get 7 out the door?
It don't even matter. But hey,
I hope he does because
check it out. Would you
Deontay's still the best heavyweight of this era. You can't tell me he ain't, bro.
Okay, so would you rather have 10 wild card game wins or 2 Super Bowl wins? You talking about?
Hey,
what,
I know
what
you thought
numbers
they was
big?
wild card games because he made it look like them motherfuckers was wild when they was convulsing on the ground and shit and shaking and looking all crazy. I know when he was laying that right hand on him, it did look like it was a wild west out there. I get it. It did look like
I'm talking about fighting the regular guys versus one of the other best of this era, which is the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? He lost that twice and tied once. And then the other guys, he went 10-0 against them. But when he fought his contemporary, he was stopped twice, man. 2 out of 3 times. He lost 2 out of 3 times. That means it's been proven. That means it's been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that the other guy's a better man. There's nothing that we can say about that, man. That's just a fact, man.
I'm gonna tell you why that's not true because I just told you Ali
has 2 losses out the door.
Check this out. He has 2 losses out the door. One of those losses is Leon Spinks. Before he picked up the dang championships a 3rd time. Right? And then he had 2 straight losses out the door. Do you think any of those 3 fighters that he lost to prior to the end of his career erased the fact that people call him the greatest? Did it stop from him being in the Hall of Fame and all this stuff? Seriously, did those 3 losses from Leon Spinks and the other 2 fighters out the door, did that stop him from being considered one of the greatest? That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It don't matter if Fury beat Wilder at that time. It don't matter. It's what Wilder accomplished up to that point. Wilder accomplished up to that point as to what Fury has been incapable of accomplishing.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that about losing to them fighters at the end don't make him the greatest, but because he beat Joe Frazier 2 out of 3 times is why we call him the greatest. When Wilder got his chance to fight his Joe Frazier, he got stopped twice. You can't call him the better fighter.
You trying to tell
Tyson Fury, that's Wilder's version of that, and Tyson Fury, he got that's Wilder's version.
Retired Vladimir Klitschko, and that was a Joe Frazier. That is the most asinine freaking comparison that you can use. Because when Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier, he wasn't freaking 41 years old, dog.
Oh man,
he wasn't 30. He went in his late 30s, headed to retirement, bro. So let's give it take. He was 39 years old when he fought.
You understand what I'm saying, man? You tripping, man? You got to be trolling me, man.
Look,
you got to be trolling me.
Who did Vladimir Klitschko fight after Fury? Who did Vladimir Klitschko fight after Fury, bro?
Wow, man, but what difference? I'm sorry, Joshua, but what difference do it make?
How long was it? 2+ years.
My point being,
who has
when Wilder got his opportunity to fight his other top contemporary,
who did Vladimir Klitschko fight after Joshua?
He got stopped 2 out of 3 times.
After Joshua, who did Vladimir Klitschko fight?
Nobody, man. What's your point?
I rest my case then, because both of them fought.
You rest what
retiring. What? One of them fought a retiring Klitschko, and the other one fought a retired Klitschko. But yet you want to say, what happened when he fought Wilder? You want to compare the Joe Frazier analogy to Wilder? Come on, man.
But what happened when he fought? What happened when he fought? Who won the fights out of him and Wilder? Fury. What happened in them fights?
First of all, did you consider Fury to be great when he stepped in there with Wilder the first time?
It don't matter what it don't matter what I thought of him, man. It don't matter what I thought of him. It don't matter what I thought of him, though, because the result is the result, man.
You thought
I thought it was, but I was wrong.
So that means he couldn't have been Wilder's Joe Frazier if you thought Wilder was better than him heading into the first fight.
Man, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, just tell
I
me
don't
this.
know what you saying, Shotty.
What is
For real.
what is Wilder's record against Fury?
It don't matter. I can
Oh,
show
it
you what
don't
his
matter.
record is. Look, I can show you what his record on this thumbnail right here.
What's his record
43-3-1,
in the Three Fury fight? What's his record?
Bomb Squad!
That's all you need to know right there. That 43-3-1.
What the hell, man?
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
You on the fanboy, man.
Don't tell me what I ain't. Look, don't go there. Don't be a sore loser, bro. Don't
A
be a sore loser.
A sore loser.
Don't be a sore
Come on,
loser.
you tripping,
Look,
man.
I didn't say you a loser. I said
What's
be a sore loser. I'm just saying, don't start to say I didn't
ain't
tell
lost
you
nothing.
anything
That's
that
what I'm
made
saying.
sense.
I ain't lost nothing. What's Wilder's record against
And let's
Fury,
just
man?
say
You
you're
won't say it. Why you won't say it out loud?
No, let's say you're right. You didn't lose nothing. I agree. I don't play that game either. I'm just saying most of the time when people get ready to go or they can't get their way, they say, oh, man, they start talking some shit like you didn't tell them anything. Pretty much what I told you about it makes sense. You're trying to give analogies on Julian Jackson, Jerry McLean, bro. You're trying to give analogies on Joe Frazier. Tyson Fury was not Deontay's Joe Frazier, bro. There's no way in hell that was his Joe Frazier.
So is Tyson Fury now the top 3 heavyweight of this era? Yes or no?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Was Joe Frazier now the top 3 heavyweight of the 70s?
Bro, do you know who Joe Frazier
It's a simple question, man.
You're right.
Okay, then. So that was why my point was. I ain't saying Tyson Fury is Joe Frazier. I said that was Deontay Wilder's version of Ali having Joe Frazier
was
in his
already
era.
that dude. He was that dude when he stepped in there with Ali. Joe Frazier was that dude.
To make the point that
Joe Frazier was that dude when he
Wilder
stepped in
had
there with Ali.
He had 10 successful defenses of his title, but that was against a lower tier fighter. When he fought a guy in Fury that was on his level, he lost twice, man. 2 out of 3 times. He's 0-2-1 against the man.
And you can say all of them. You can say all of them was lower tier fighters.
Fury is the superior fighter, man. I don't like it, man, but it's true.
Fighters.
You can't say he ain't the superior fighter, man. He stopped them twice.
And Deontay stopped him first. So how you gonna say Deontay lower tier than Fury, and he stopped Fury first?
Like I said, whether we like it or not, that Reed let him get up, bro. He got up, and an almanac said it's a draw, man. And Wilder was looking to get that draw.
Frazier had a name prior to stepping in there with Ali. Them two matched up real nice.
Fury was the lineal champion before that fight happened, man.
Bro, we ain't talking about lineal champion. We talking about him being a drug cheat, bro. We talking about lineal champion. Lineal champion don't goddamn erase the fact that you cheated. He got away because he never lost the titles in the ring, so he sustained his lineal freaking holding on to that lineal championship. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so he still had it, man.
What does that mean? He still got knocked out by Deontay Wilder.
That mean that's the real heavyweight lineage from the very beginning. You know what I'm saying?
What does that lineage got to do with cheating, though? He's a cheater.
Whether you want to call him that or not, man, in the almanac, he's a lineal heavyweight champion. So he wasn't a nobody. So he wasn't a nobody. He beat the man. He beat Klitschko. He became lineal champion, man. That mean more than any of them belts.
Retirement, Klitschko.
That mean more the ring belt, the lineal champion mean more than any of them other belts.
So what is that? What does that got to do with right here, right now, with him not
because to make the point that Fury would not get some nobody when Wilder fought him.
Medalist, bro, a WBC heavyweight champion and Olympic bronze medalist, bro.
Fought a guy that was on his level, decorated just as highly as he was with the lineal championship. The man that beat the man, and he went in there and got stopped 2 out of 3 times.
What does that got to do with what Wilder's already accomplished, though?
Don't matter at that point, man. Fury was the man that beat the man.
Oh, it don't matter. So what criteria do they use to get into the Hall of Fame?
That don't hold more weight.
You think they just gonna use the fight he had with Fury to get him in the Hall of Fame? They're gonna use what he accomplished.
So hold on. So between me and you, just please.
Between me and you, we talking in public on social media, brother.
Okay, just answer this question for me. So what's looked on as a most prestigious victory? A victory over Bermane Stiverne or Vladimir Klitschko? I'm listening.
Bermane Stiverne.
You trolling me, brother?
You know why I say that? You know why I say that? You're not looking at the surface of it all. Why I said Bermane Stiverne? You know why? Because both fighters was clean.
Come on,
Tyson
man,
was dirty. You know why? Because he was already dirty on an appeal from Christian Hammer fight, and he went in there. You're thinking I'm saying Bermane Stiverne based off the quality of the opposition, being that Klitschko is a legend. He's a legend and a Hall of Famer. But when you talk about who was the better, it was Deontay and Bermane Stiverne because both fighters was clean. Tyson Fury was dirty. That's why he won the fight.
But that's your personal opinion, man.
He cheated.
You can't.
No, that was proven. That was proven. That was proven. That was proven. He was dirty. It ain't my personal opinion. It was proven he was dirty. That's why I say Bermane Stiverne.
Man, nah. You're
looking at Bermane Stiverne as never beating anybody after Wilder beat him.
If it was proven he'd done something outside, outside of the ramifications,
so why was he suspended then, bro?
He wouldn't have been.
Why was he suspended? Why did he get up out of here and vacate his belts? You know what I'm saying? He was never defeated. He never defended a single belt. He bounced. Why was he suspended?
For getting testing positive for cocaine. He went on the bench or whatever and got caught.
So he never tested positive for PEDs back in the day? He never tested positive for PEDs?
He didn't lose a belt because of that. He lost a belt because he tested positive for cocaine.
No, he couldn't lose a belt because he left the sport.
Huh?
He left the sport.
Well, regardless of what he did, he didn't lose his belt for steroids, man. So that's not a true narrative, man. He lost his belt because he
left the sport. He ran from the sport because he knew he was dirty, bro.
Okay, well, he came back still as a little champion and went 2-0-1 against Wilder.
You asked me about Klitschko and Bermane Stiverne, and I told you Wilder fighting Bermane Stiverne, 2 clean fighters versus one half of a fighter, one being a legend and one being a cheater.
So Klitschko was half a man.
One half of a matchup. One half of a matchup. He's a cheater. Man. Fury's a cheater. Period.
In your opinion, man. By Wilder making TikToks. You know what I'm saying? That nigga didn't. I
gotta let you go, man. You talking about TikToks? I gotta let you go, man. It's been cool. I appreciate you dropping in. But you start talking about this TikTok shit, man. I don't do that, bro. That don't have nothing to do with 43-3-1, 42 knockouts, big dog.
But I'm saying, if he had proof the man had cheated, why he didn't pursue nothing or do nothing about it? You know what I'm saying? If you got proof, the man tried to cheat.
I said Tyson Fury and Vladimir Klitschko, bro. I'm talking about Vladimir
Tyson Fury.
Now you're trying to switch it up to Tyson Fury
and Klitschko. What about Fury and Klitschko?
That's what we was talking about earlier. You asked me what was the better fight,
no,
Klitschko or Bermane Stiverne.
Yeah,
and I said Bermane Stiverne for Wilder because both fighters were clean. I told you that.
But that's your opinion, man. I mean, you can't prove. You have no proof that Fury was dirty before he got the red with Klitschko.
And do you have proof?
Based on what?
Do you have proof that Tyson Fury left the sport after that fight with Klitschko? Did he?
He tested positive for cocaine and lost his belt.
Nothing else to talk about. Nothing else to talk about then, because I keep on proving.
But it wasn't steroids though. That's my point.
See, you've been wrong already talking about Deontay had 41 knockouts. I don't want you to be wrong again the day after Christmas, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep the peace.
Oh, man, I know you talking about. You got a little article about the little farmer over there in the UK that say he has board meat and all that kind of stuff. I know about all that. But my point being, that wasn't the issue brought out to the public before the Klitschko fight. You know what I'm saying? At this point, all it is that he was allowed to get in the ring and fight, man. So, hey, ain't nothing I can do about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not a Fury fan. You know what I'm saying? But I can't say realistically, man, that Deontay Wilder's a better fighter than him when he stopped him twice, man. It just is what it is, man. I mean, and like I said, and also Deontay, Wilder's had 10 title defenses. Yeah, okay, he had the belt longer than Fury had his. I understand that. But when they went head to head 3 times, Fury won 2 out of the 3 times, and he didn't just win by decision, man. He stopped Wilder, man. He left no doubt. Twice. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a hard pill, brother, but it's the truth, man. I mean, I don't like it, but it's the truth. He stopped him twice. I mean, come on. And the top 3 fighters on Fury resume are not, outside of Wilder and vice versa, are not too much. They're near push pretty much on the rest of their resumes. Yeah, Wilder had 10 titles. I understand that, but the level of fighter he was defeating in the defenses was a whole not worlds apart from what Fury was defeating up to them when they fought, and after or whatever the case may be. And then when they fought twice, Fury stopped him. Fought 3 times. Fury stopped him twice. And like I said, yeah, I felt Reed should have waved out waved Fury out from the first fight, but he didn't. He got up. It was a draw, and since he got up, it could be argued he won by decision by some. I was thankful Wilder got a draw. I was going for Wilder, but I didn't know what was going to happen with the decision. You know what I'm saying? And then they fought 2 more times, and he stopped him, man. I mean, like. I don't like it, but it's the truth. I can't defend the call Wilder a better fighter based on his 10 title defenses prior to them fighting. When they got in the ring, man, he got stopped twice. You know what I'm saying? And once, and it was, and then he said what he said, whatever the case may be with that. They came back furious. Like I said, Wilder had his moment, but he got stopped again, man. And personally, I thought Wilder. I would have rather for him to retire after that, man. Because I didn't, it's cool to see him go forward, but I don't want to see the man get hurt. You know what I'm saying? And what I just saw in the Parker fight again, I did not like. You know what I'm saying? The man's legs didn't look right. His eyes didn't look right when he got hit.
His legs didn't look right.
He took a big shot.
Y'all really zoom in and scrutinize the wrong thing.
No, I'm talking about his knees. I'm talking about his knees. I'm talking about his knees. I'm talking about his knees were locking up and stuff when he was moving around the ring.
But I want to ask you about the rematch. Was it one of those rematches that you remember as one of the greatest heavyweight fights of all time? Deontay Wilder of this era, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Did you think which one, the rematch or the trilogy? Which one did you think was a better heavyweight fight?
The third one.
Why you think that? Because he knocked him out, right?
No, not just that. Wilder came close to stopping him too. I mean, they both, like I said, they both had their moments.
Okay,
it was back and forth.
Okay, so Wilder came close to stopping him in the trilogy. So you take out and remove that from the rematch from being the better out of the two. You remember in the rematch that it was all this speculation about cheating, right?
Yeah.
So
after the fact?
Look, check this out. After the fact, you're right. But do you think Wilder was the only one that was talking about that, or was it went viral? It went viral, didn't it? So if it went viral, why was somebody so eager to talk about something if it wasn't true about him cheating again? Once a cheater, always a cheater, right?
So my point is,
if he was speculation of him cheating in the rematch, and you said you liked the trilogy better than the rematch, right? Because Wilder was, they came in there and he dropped him and this, that, and the other. Okay. But also Mr. Carefoot in a whole different location came out of the woodworks and said about the uncastrated wild boar meat too. So you don't think, once again, that Tyson Fury is a cheater?
So are you asking about the boar meat from several years back?
You keep comparing these two fights where he beat Deontay. That rematch was February 2020. The one that he was accused and all the information went viral of him possibly, allegedly cheating on that night, right? But that's the one that you highlight the most, of him coming in there, taking Wilder's belt for the first time, handing Wilder his first defeat. But also in that fight, the cheating accusations is what convoluted the whole process. that took over everything, because people were saying that things looked funny, the glove didn't look right, and then this guy came out here, Mr. Carefoot, and pretty much told us what we already knew. You know what I'm saying? So that's not enough to tell you that that's another reason Deontay Wilder supersedes Tyson Fury in this era as the best heavyweight. He's not a cheater. He's not a cheater, bro.
Well, regardless of what done transpired, what we believe.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying?
Condoning a cheater. Dang.
I'm not condoning no cheater, man. But my point being,
type shit.
But my point being, why wasn't nothing never pursued, man? Like, hey, let's move this to a no decision, or let's pursue, you know what I'm saying, litigation, whatever the case may be. If you feel the man done, came, trying to harm you, purposely or whatever by putting something in there ain't got no business being in or anything along them lines. Why nothing was pursued, man? That's my point. That's what get me
The only
paused with
way
it
you can
because
do that, brother, is on the night of, if you have speculation about the glove, which Deontay did not have on the night of. All this came after. It was a tough fight. He took a lot of damage and all this after the fact, right? But we're talking about you have to request to the commission to basically impound the gloves if you feel. That's if he would have zoned in and thought something was going on, but he was just taking heat. He was just taking punishment. And he clearly lost the fight, but speculation came out and went viral. That ain't Deontay Wilder. That's what everybody was looking at on the video. So everything Deontay Wilder's team said and everybody else is looking at these videos is up here saying it was a scandal. So you're highlighting that moment to say that Tyson Fury is better than Deontay Wilder because he took his belt and he beat him twice. And I'm trying to tell you that doesn't negate everything he accomplished prior to that moment. It doesn't erase, because it's been plenty of people getting in the Hall of Fame and everything because of what they accomplished in their career. How many losses does Manny Pacquiao have? Is he getting into the Hall of Fame? Yes, he is. He's been flatlined. He's been knocked out. Juan Manuel Marquez flatlined him. You know what I'm saying? Then Donaire freaking drop him. I mean, it's been plenty of times this man has freaking goddamn been knocked out like other great fighters. So this little situation Tyson Fury had with Deontay Wilder doesn't erase what Deontay's done. He's a cheater, bro.
Well, I mean, that's your opinion, you know what I'm saying? I know you ain't gonna be moving on that, man. I ain't gonna try to do it. Hey, I done enjoyed the conversation, man. Maybe we'll do this another time, but hey, I'm not gonna jump
No
out,
doubt,
man.
man.
Take it light,
Enjoy
brother.
yourself. Appreciate you pulling up, man, talking this boxing shit, man. Enjoy.
Yes, sir,
Be
most
safe out
definitely.
there.
All right.
He wasn't clean against Klitschko. You don't even know who was clean and who was dirty. Y'all just want everybody to be clean. And let it be known that cocaine can be used as a masking too, of other banned substance. People can do cocaine to try to say, oh, it's not as severe. You can be on PEDs and then do cocaine and then say, oh man, it was just a cocaine. Man, come on, he's been cheating. He's been cheating, brother. Who cares if he fought Bermane Stiverne twice? He asked me, well, I mentioned Bermane Stiverne is when the reign began with Bermane Stiverne. He picked up the title. So once again, y'all bring up Luis Ortiz, right? Once again, we're talking about an individual in Tyson Fury who was challenging, and popped dirty. He went into the clip on an appeal from popping dirty. Previously from the Christian Hammer fight, the same fight that his gloves was defected, and he didn't say anything about it, and the referee caught it. Why is people talking about Luis Ortiz was a cheater and like he was up here? How does that compare to what I'm talking about? Klitschko won the title. Luis didn't beat Deontay. This ain't about Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz was the challenger. Y'all get about he was a and what does that got to do with anything? If he popped for whatever medicine he was on, what does that got to do with Wilder? When did Wilder get caught cheating? When did Wilder get caught cheating? When did Wilder get caught cheating? That's all I want to know. When did Wilder get caught cheating? You should. You was already low when you came through here. So you couldn't have lost but one. You've been ranting the whole time and now you pissed off because you're not getting no attention. Now you want to say, I'm about to go. You pouting again, dog. You know what I'm saying? You're pouting. You're pouting again. You up there probably beating yourself up, man, punching holes in the wall behind the logo. You did all that energy and you wouldn't click the link. I would definitely like to see how much knowledge you actually have about the sport, and can you have a sensible conversation. But you're showing me that's not the case. You'd rather be a juvenile in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Ranting and raving and feeling some type of way. Why are you so mad about the shit, bro? What's wrong with you? Why are you so angry, man? Damn, dog. What's your address so I can send you some freaking, you know what I'm saying, a care package or something? So I can send you some packs of ice with some fresh towels or something so you can lay down and get some rest. This YTC isn't for you, brother. Hey, man, it's been cool, man. It's been 3 hours. It's been a while since I've been on here for 3. But shout out to that brother who just pulled up to talk some boxing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Team Wilder. Shout out to, you know, pretty much a future Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? A heavyweight legend. You know what I'm saying? One of the ones who did it the right way, the clean way. Once again, he did it the clean way. He's never been accused of cheating, and he's never been accused of quitting. When they place them labels on you as a freaking fighter, it's difficult to sit up here and think I'm going to let somebody say, oh, this is all about the resume. No, you're a cheater. So let's talk about the resume and how you went out here and actually fought those fights. Were you cutting corners? Were you using enhancements so you can better perform? What's the deal? Because last time I checked, Wilder knocked him out cold in the first round, and he didn't pop dirty for nothing. He knocked him out cold. Any other fighter would have been counted out. He knocked that man out cold. And I know that's difficult for y'all to deal with in that chat. You know, some of y'all to deal with. I know it's difficult, but he knocked that man out. Hey, shout out. And this is for everyone who support the channel. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game. Salute to y'all. And always remember. Bomb Squad!